Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
The deadline for 2026 to 2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission@darlingtonschool.org.
Get ready to slam dunk into local high school basketball action with Northwest Georgia Media. From the regular season to the playoffs, we've got you covered. Don't miss a single game. Catch all the excitement live and in high definition. Follow us on X and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Northwest Georgia Media, your home for high school hoops. Let the games begin.
It's time for the Coach Groves Show, where we sit down with the head coach of the Darlington Tigers football team and talk about all things Darlington School football. Now we go live to Matt Davis and Ian Griffin, who are standing by with Coach Wayne Groves.
And indeed, we are standing by with Coach Groves as we get ready for Week 10 edition of the Coach Groves Show. It's hard to believe that the regular season is going to be winding down for local teams this weekend, including the Darlington Tigers. And first of all, Coach, how you doing today?
Doing very good. Glad to be back.
We're glad to have you back in here, man. And, of course, it's been kind of a wild week in terms of the weather. It's been cool. It's been kind of rainy, that sort of thing. But we're glad to be in the nice, warm confines of the WLAQ studios. But last Friday, it was a fight till the finish that resulted in a 3-point loss to Temple. You guys scored over 40 points in the game. That was the second week in a row that you guys have done that, and 3 games this season where you guys have scored over 40 points. So obviously the offense was a real bright spot in the game. But what were the things that you felt went strong last week, Coach, in terms of the performance?
Well, we blocked really well up front. The kids are really grasping the concepts of the offense. And then, we ran the ball well, about around 200 yards rushing. We threw the ball for 175 yards. So we're around 375 yards of total offense. So, you know, you got to be happy with that. And if you look up there up front with our guys, I mean, there's only one of them that's over 180 pounds that's up there playing. And so we know we're in the right offense. It gives our kids the best chance to be successful. And so, you know, very proud of how they've taken ownership of not only running the ball when they get opportunities or catching pitches or getting the ball thrown to them when they have opportunities, but when they need a chance to block, when they get a chance to block, they're doing it for their teammates. And so that's the bright spot for me, that we can run the football, and then we take care of it. We can really give people some problems.
Well, Coach, one running back who took advantage of all that hard work from your offensive line and the other backs out there blocking was Miles Twyman. He did a little bit of everything, earning the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. He had a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, got another one on a 10-yard run. I think he had over 250 all-purpose yards, did a great job catching the ball downfield. So talk about Miles' performance and how he's finished this senior season strong after an injury in the opening game. Yeah,
well, that's what Miles can do for our team, and we've definitely missed that spark that he brings on the games that he's been out. And you know, I don't know if he's 100%, but he's pretty close. You know, he took the kickoff return at the sideline.
Yeah.
If that's not 100%, then you know maybe he can be this week and be a little faster. I don't know. But, he was rolling. He was rolling at the sideline, but that's just what he brings. You know, he's a hard worker. He's a competitor. You know, and we expect him to make plays in ball games. And so hopefully he's going to be a factor in the next couple of weeks in the playoffs and all that, and just keep doing what he's capable of doing. But, you know, very good performance on Friday for sure.
Well, Coach, as we move through our questions here for the first segment, of course, whether you win or lose, obviously every week it's back to the drawing board to kind of tweak some things and figure out areas where you can improve and things of that nature. So when you went back with your coaching staff over the weekend, looked at the film and started putting your game plan for this week and areas that you guys can improve, what were you looking at? What's been the emphasis this week in terms of trying to finish strong coming up this weekend?
Well, we got to get better on defense for sure. You know, we didn't play well up front. D-line and linebackers last week, we didn't play well. We didn't do a good job of playing blocks. Not all the time. It's hit and miss. We got trapped up front a couple of times. They ran midline on us a couple of times. Linebackers scraped a little wide a few times on power and buck sweep, which the ball cut back inside of us, and they got some big plays on. So just those little details. You know, we're not. You know, we're just going to keep coaching it, keep correcting it. You know, keep working the drills at practice that are going to help emphasize the right way to do things, and just keep moving forward. And so we still haven't played our best football on both sides, and so that's the goal. And so the energy of our team's been really good. You know, they understand, they see the film, they see what we're deficient at, and they're working hard to correct it. And so as a coach, that's all you want. We just want to continue to improve, continue to work hard every day at the things we need to.
Coach, when we opened up, Matt was talking about how it's cooled off. There's been some rain in the forecast. You know, for a good part of this week, has that forced you to change anything as far as your routines for practice? And then, you know, what's been the vibe of the team? It's senior week or senior night that's coming up Friday night. So tell us the mental state of the team and if your schedule's been affected at all by the weather.
Well, the energy of the team has been really good. You know, nothing really rattles this team. They go back to work and they're focused on, okay, Coach, what can we do to get better? And so that's what we've been doing. Monday's weather was a little bad at Darlington. It poured rain for a long time, and so we're forced to go inside on Monday. We went to the old gym, which it's turfed in there. We've talked about that before. You can't really do a lot of pass game stuff, but you can work your run game, run fits on both sides, and you can work your special teams operations and things like that. You can't necessarily punt the ball, but you can work your blocking and on punts and PATs and things like that. So we were able to do that on Monday, and then we didn't know if we were going to be able to get out on the field either Tuesday or today, and we were able to get out and get our full practice Tuesday and today. I had a light little drizzle today, but for about 45 minutes, but it was fine after that. So we got some really good work, and I feel really good about going to the game about our team being improved from last week. So, yeah, we're ready for Friday.
Well, we're super excited about that. Of course, in our last segment of the show, we're going to dive into the matchup quite a bit. It's going to be Darlington and Bremen coming up on Friday. We're looking forward to chatting about that. But coming up in our next segment, we're going to have our getting to know coach question of the week, which we're excited about that. We'll start the segment off by talking about the black shirts, which is something we look forward to each and every week. And then also we want to talk to you a little bit about the, Tate Ratledge retirement ceremony for his jersey that took place for the game. That was really a special moment. Yeah. And we were going to talk to you a little bit about the interaction that y'all got to have with him that night, maybe even other times that weekend. But we're going to talk about that and more. But this is the Coach Grove Show. Hard to believe it. The regular season will be winding down this weekend. And then, of course, it'll be time for that third part of the season. But first things first, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll keep the conversation going. This is the Coach Grove Show. We'll be right back.
Are you shopping for a new car, truck, or SUV? Riverside Auto Group has a location to meet your needs. Browse their selection online at riversideautogroup.com or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, Riverside Nissan in Rome, or Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Coach Grove Show. We're going to dive into our next segment, and we always start the second segment by talking about the guys who have earned the honor of the black shirts. So tell us about those guys.
On offense, and he's done a great job all year of carrying the ball, but we want to give that black shirt to the kids that do the best blocking. And so one of our A-backs, junior Bo Powers, had a really good ball game, obviously toting the ball and doing some things, but takes really great pride in his blocking. And so we want to reward that. So Bodie gets the black shirt for offense. On defense, I've been challenging him to kind of be a little more physical, a little more of a force out of the secondary, not just as a coverage guy, but as a run fitter. And I thought he's done that in the last couple of weeks. So Stuart Grigsby gets the black shirt for defense. On special teams, he just kept making an impact every time that he touched the ball. We gave some honorable mentions and talked about, like Preston Wilson is up there on kickoff return. He's blocking, and MJ Rawton had a good block to spring some of the big returns. But Miles Twyman got the special teams black shirt just for that boost that he gave and making a play there when he had an opportunity. On simulation offense, he has become a starter at tight end for us, but he also plays simulation offense when he's not in on defense. So Caleb Covington, one of our junior tight ends, linebackers, number 11, he gets the simulation offense black shirt. And then on simulation defense, y'all see him on the sideline every week, and y'all are like, who is that big kid out there? Yeah. But that's my Nigerian kid, Rex George. He is not eligible for varsity competition. He is 6'6", about 285 pounds, and he is going to be a good ball player for us in the next couple of years. He's a sophomore right now. Because of GHSA rules, he's got to sit out this year, cannot be a practice-only player. But Rex George gets the black shirt. He is doing a phenomenal job of getting better every day and giving a great simulation defensive look when we go live.
Well, Coach, last week we previewed the jersey retirement ceremony for Tate Ratliff that took place ahead of the game, and I know you were hoping to get to spend some time with him. Maybe it didn't work out that way, but obviously it was a special ceremony. It had to be great to have him, around the program and have that take place on the field. So tell us a little bit about that moment and what it was like inside the stadium as they retired his jersey.
Yes, I was thinking about it. It's the first time I've ever been coaching at a game where a player's jersey got retired. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something. His legacy has been left at Darlington. His football legacy, obviously at Georgia, and now being with the Lions. But his legacy is ingrained in Darlington football lore. So hats off to him, and that's pretty cool for our players to see that. Maybe that it'll inspire one of them to keep working harder, keep pushing, keep doing great in the classroom. Keep being the best player you can be, and maybe your name will be etched in Darlington football history. But we didn't get to talk to Tate very much. They had a little reception for him early. So when we were warming up there in the reception, as we were going back in for pregame, after pregame, they were coming out to start the ceremony. And then we just kind of ran into him on the sideline. But our kids got to see the ceremony, which I think was really special. And Darlington, our administration and athletic director did a first-class job with all that.
Yeah. And me and Matt were talking about all the guys that have gotten the opportunity to wear 50 since Tate moved on and went to Georgia too. So Ty Wood will be the last Tiger to wear 50. That's a pretty cool honor too. So in a way, his.
So I don't know exactly how the wording goes. I don't know if just the jersey's retired or if the numbers retired.
Right.
I think it's just the jersey's going to be retired. Obviously, Ty and Tate do not wear the same size jersey.
No, not at all.
Not even close. So
Not at all. No, watching, I was so glad that there were clips of Tate punting, because that's something that you see a guy that big back there putting a boot on the ball. That was something to behold. Well, Coach, we're going to get to the getting to know you question in just a second, but I did want to ask you, Halloween is on Friday, and, look, all of your coaching staff is out there sacrificing time with their families. So you've got a young lady at home that I know is pumped about Halloween. How are you handling the holiday with her, and what's Grayson going to dress up as?
Well, luckily Darlington does a great job, our community, of always celebrating the holidays and making sure the kids are taken care of and have fun. So they got a whole afternoon when school gets out of trunk or treating, and they got a big old ordeal. So Grayson will dress up, and she'll be able to do all that, for the game, and then you get to come over and cheer on the Tigers. So she won't miss out on any trick or treating fun. She'll be taken care of. So
what's the costume this year? What's she going with?
All right. Well, I don't know if you hang out with a lot of 5 to 5-year-olds.
K-pop.
She is going.
Oh man,
you already knew it.
I knew it, man.
She is going K-pop, Demon Hunter, Rooney. I think that's how you pronounce that, Rooney.
What does that mean? I don't know what that is.
Buddy, it's remember Frozen? Do you remember how big
I've
it's
seen
that
Frozen,
level, man. We're
believe it or
talking
not.
full
Well, it's the
tears.
number 1 grossing movie on Netflix all time.
Okay.
But it's a kids movie. I saw the name and I was like, I don't know about this, but there really is a good message to it. They're 3 girls, and I may not get this right. They're 3 girls
Watch out now.
that sing songs of positivity, of belief, of inspiration, and their music wards off bad people, bad demons, things like that.
Yeah, well, I had a feeling that might be where she was going, because I think little girl,
her whole class is doing something like that.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
I was reading a top 10 list of the most popular costumes projected to be for 2025, and I realized how out of touch I am, and that was the number one that you guys just referenced. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So
yeah.
kind of interesting. But.
Oh, well, you should watch it. You should go home and enjoy that tonight. That could be your assignment for the evening. I certainly hope that it's a happy Halloween at the Groves household. And we'll move on to the getting to know Coach question, which is, what is the best piece of advice you ever received? Toughie.
Yeah, it is a tough one. That is a tough one. You probably say, first thing, I'm gonna refer to it, coaching, life in general, is getting into this, and I couldn't really recall, who specifically told me these things, but these are things that kind of have stuck with me over the years. I would say, number 1, got to keep God first in your faith, no matter what you're doing. Whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in business, whether it's in, leading a football team. Just personally, you got to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. You got to read your Bible. There's a rule book in football. There's also a rule book in life, and he's laid out the game plan for us. So number 1, that. Number 2, with this profession, you got to marry the right woman. Being a coach's wife is not for the weary, and it's not for everybody. I mean, you have to be strong. You have to be independent. You have to be, be able to multitask and do all kinds of things, especially during the season, because, you have husbands that are gone a lot. And luckily I think as they say in football, I outpunted my coverage. I definitely outpunted my coverage in that area, because she's just phenomenal in all areas, being a mom, being a wife, being a coach's wife, being understanding to the demands of the job, and it never stops. It can be anytime from Saturday night at 2 a.m. getting a call to, 5:30 on a Tuesday morning, but definitely make sure you marry the right wife, because this job is very hard, and it would be extremely more difficult if you didn't have the right person at home to help balance everything out. So that, as far as football goes, when I worked at Valdosta, Alan Rodemaker, one of my coaching mentors, used to have over in the corner of his office what said KISS, which, in football, we talked about keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcoach things, don't overcomplicate things. Football games are always won by the simplest concepts. Fast feet and simplicity win games, not confusion and things that, slow kids down from playing their best. So I think, we always try to keep that in mind when doing game plans, when installing that kind of thing. And then the last thing, Mike Majors, I do remember, told me, he said, in the coaching world, you're going to have opportunities that are going to come up all the time. But he's just always just be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Don't be looking for the next opportunity. Don't be looking for the next deal. Just invest and be the best coach, best person, best man you can be at the job you got. And then everything else will handle itself. And so that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to do those things, try to keep God first, have a great relationship with my wife, try to keep it simple in football at the things and be great at those simple things. And then, when it's all said and done, we want to just have good relationships with people and, try to be the best version of yourself every day.
Do you have any advice that you've received that sticks out?
Tons, but one of the things that's always stuck with me and something I've tried to pass on to my kids, and that's a perspective you get as your kids get older and start entering the working world, which makes me old. I had a boss. I was just working at a pizza joint, right? And this was trying to get my way through college, and I would ask him what I could do for a raise. Is there any extra stuff I can do? And I'd get a raise. And then a few months later, I'd go back and do the same thing. And finally, I got to the point where I reached my threshold. And I went to him and he said, you do this already, but I want you to take ownership. I know it's just a pizza restaurant, but if you can do some things that I'm not asking you to do, and that just hit home with me. It's like, you should do that in everything you do. And that's something I've carried with me ever since. And I've shared it with my kids when they get old enough to get a job. I'm like, take ownership from day one, find the extra things, go the extra mile, and it'll always help you out.
And that's one thing I tell my son from time to time, because, you have situations where it's like, well, where am I ever going to use this that you're working in school? And I'll say, well, because when people look at things, they're going to say, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
That's where they're going to see that. So that's one that I like, that kind of resonates with me. Another one is, do not negotiate with yourself. I think that came from Tony Robbins. I was listening to some self-help something or other. But, like if you're going to get up and go work out in the morning or something like that, the second you start negotiating with yourself whether or not you're going to do it, your chances of actually getting out and doing that thing, whatever it is, they go down exponentially. So do not negotiate with yourself. And then my dad said this to me, and it took me a while, because I think in some respects, I don't really like the way it's worded necessarily, but when people say fake it till you make it, I think that really when people say that, what they mean is start where you are. Right. Because, when you get started in broadcasting, whatever, everybody's green when they put the headset on, they first start to do that sort of thing. So you got to start where you are. You don't want to fake it, but you got to start where you are and then try to build on that and try to get better, like you were talking about. So there's things that kind of run through my mind when we have those kind of conversations.
Absolutely.
So anyway, but good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this segment. We've got one more segment left to come, and it is going to be all about the upcoming opponent. The last regular season game is coming up, and it's against the Bremen Blue Devils. So we're going to talk about it when we come back. This is the Coach Grove Show. We'll be right back.
Are you shopping for a new car, truck, or SUV? Riverside Auto Group has a location to meet your needs. Browse their selection online at riversideautogroup.com or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, Riverside Nissan in Rome, or Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group.
All right, folks, we welcome you back into the final segment of the Coach Grove Show. In the break, we were talking about Thriller. Then we ended up on topics you couldn't believe how much we talked about in 30 seconds. As we came back from the break. And but anyway, we'll go ahead and jump into our final segment with the coach. But, of course, you guys host Bremen Blue Devils this week. They've been a perennial playoff team for a number of years. They've really built a reputation on being a hard-nosed, just really tough football team. So what do you see as the strengths and the challenges that this Bremen Blue Devils team presents this year, Coach?
Well, they're a little unorthodox in the fact that they do a lot of crap. on offense. They do a lot of stuff. Seems like every formation is some type of unbalanced, tackle eligible type formation. So you got to be very good at identifying formations and seeing personnel groupings when they come out on the field, but two, when they break the huddle. Lots of motions and shifts and things like that. And then on defense, they're very multiple. They try to blitz a lot. There's some 3-3 stack. There's some 4-man, 4-2 front stuff. There's some cover 3. There's a lot of man free. And so they're taking chances. They like to be feast or famine on defense. Sometimes they know they're going to give up some big plays, but they're going to blitz anyway. And sometimes they'll hit you for a loss and get the blitz home. And so, that's kind of how they operate. But, so you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to be ready for obviously all the blitzes and all the moving around, and then being able to ID those formations when they break the huddle on offense.
Well, Coach, we were talking when you walked in. It seems like almost every team has a lot of size up front on that line of scrimmage, but who are some of the standout players from this Bremen Blue Devils team this year?
Yeah, so you got quarterback number 1. He was a starter last year, Eli Brock. He's 6'3", 185-pound junior. Then you got the D lineman, O lineman, number 6. He's also played some offensive line, number 73, but that was the region defensive player of the year last year, A.J. Admerson. He's a junior, 6 foot, 285 pounds. Running back, they got a little freshman. He is very well known in the West Georgia middle school leagues, and you can tell why, because he's very fast and explosive. But he's a freshman, number 8, Tavares Tucker Bexley, running back, cornerback. There's a lot of Bexleys that came through Carrollton at one point. I would imagine he's probably related to some of those good ball players that played for them in the early to late 90s. You got fullback, linebacker number 12, Chase Palmer. He's a senior, 5'11", 195. Their best wide receiver is number 0, Justin Faulkner, 6'1", 165 pounds. And then 2 big linemen, 77, Bryson Jenkins. He's 6'4", 293. And then 67, Luke Clayton. He's 6'2", 260. And then they have a phenomenal punter and kicker, if y'all remember from last year. Yeah. That's number 13, Carter Allen. He's a senior. He's 6'2", 160 pounds, and he kicked a 61-yard field goal a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Man, impressive.
Wow. Well, Coach, one of the things that we've referenced a few times throughout the show today is that this is the final regular season game for you guys. And, of course, you guys get it at home, which is awesome. And, of course, it's the final regular season game at home, for your seniors. So I thought we could spend a little bit of time here in our final segment and maybe get some words on your seniors, some thoughts of those guys as you get ready to watch those guys run out on the field here for the last time this year and in their career playing at home in this particular game, because you spent a lot of time with these guys, got to know them. I know they're very important to you. So if you wouldn't mind, say a few words on those guys.
Yeah, well, we'll start with Miles Twyman. He's been a 3-year starter for us, and, he's just an excellent young man. He does everything right as a football coach, and as a football player. He's always on time. He's always got a positive attitude. He's got a phenomenal work ethic. He's got great leadership qualities and leadership skills. And just everybody loves to be around Miles. And then, he's a great football player, so great student, great 4.2 GPA. He's got a phenomenal SAT score out of the roof. Somebody's going to get a really good football player out of him, and a really good young man that's going to bring a lot of value to their program. So Miles, I can't say enough good things about him. He's why he's a captain for us. He's why he's got to do the V3 magazine photo shoot. Yeah. Gotta love him.
Homecoming king too.
Homecoming king.
I forgot to mention that earlier.
He's got a list of accolades a mile long, but he's just the most humble kid. He just goes about his business and just tries to be a good person. Next, Jace Donaldson. I've known Jace since he was like in 3rd or 4th grade. When in the spring I do the Tiger Power for the 2nd through 5th graders. I did the same thing. We did the same thing when we were at Rome. It was Wolf Power for the 2nd through 5th graders, and I think Jace was in one of those first little groups that we had. So I had Jason Wolf Power early in his career in elementary school, and then he started lifting weights with me when he was a middle schooler at Rome Middle. He started coming over to the high school and lifted weights with me. And I told Jace back when he was in 6th grade, I said, "Son, you're going to be a really good football player one day." And I said, "You got the Donaldson name." I said, "You got the football DNA in you." And at that time, he really was just a tiny little kid that was no bigger than nothing. And then when I got to come to Darlington and kind of reunite with Jace, I thought it was really cool. So me and Jace have a really good relationship. He's just a great kid, fun-loving kid that just loves to play ball, loves to compete, basketball, track, just whatever it is. He's super athletic, can do anything he puts his mind to. So, he's going to be, really missed, by these are all really great seniors, but, they're just all good human beings, good kids, good character, and Jace is no doubt one of those. Bryson Jones, number 55, he's a starting D lineman, an O lineman. Bryson was like a rec football phenom. He was a running back when he was younger, and then I think did some in middle school. When I got there, he wasn't playing football. He didn't play his freshman or sophomore year, but we had him in strength and conditioning classes, and he worked really hard in there, and so he got really strong. And so finally we convinced him to come out there for football, and I wish we'd have had him for 4 years, but he's just been, a great bright spot. It's hard for a kid to come in not after playing a couple of years just to contribute. And that just shows about his work ethic and willing to learn and willing to, put in extra time. During the summer and the spring, I'd look out there some afternoons and he's out there doing cone drills and doing football drills, and nobody else is out there with him. So Bryson, again, another great kid, a great person, great heart, and I'm glad he's been with us. The fourth one is Ade Desalu. When I first met Ade, I said, this kid's never going to make it. He wasn't playing football. He was playing soccer. And it went about 2 weeks into my time at Darlington, him and another kid, I'd kind of turned my back when I was taking roll. Him and another kid decided they were going to race in the weight room. Well, Ade tripped about halfway down and put his head through the wall on the other side of the weight room. And so he's really grown up and matured in the last couple of years. We first got him out there as a kicker. Obviously he's done really well at kicker because he's been our starting kicker for, 3 years now. But then toward the end of his junior year, he wanted to start playing a position. So we start letting him play a little tight end, play a little defensive line. And then he's turned into a really good ball player. He's one of those kids that had never played before. He's from Nigeria, came here to play soccer. But we got him out there and he started lifting weights and was good at it and got really strong. He's a 260-pound bencher. He's a 350-pound squatter. But just kept working hard and turned himself into a good football player. And so Ade's been a really valuable asset to our team in a lot of different ways. And then you got the fifth senior, you got Wyatt Swamp Wood, your fellow Florida Gator fan. Now, Swamp played his freshman year, did not play his sophomore year, did not play his junior year. He's a lacrosse player too, and he's committed to play college lacrosse. He's going to Everett College to play college lacrosse. But he didn't play till halfway through his junior year, and he came to me and he asked me if he could come out. And I said, yeah, you can, I'll let you come out. I said, there's going to be some stipulations, and they were pretty tough, but he agreed to it. But I think that's what helped him set up for this year. He got to finish last year. He got that coaching. He got that practice time on the field. And now he's a starting defensive lineman for us as a senior. And I wish he was younger because he's just now starting to really get it and really starting to play well like he's capable of playing. But he's really been a bright spot. He's a great kid, funny kid. Everybody loves to be around him. He's got a mullet, and he loves country music, loves to cut up, so, and then loves good rock and roll. He requested Dire Straits the other day.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Very nice.
And I said,
any particular song?
Money for nothing. He wanted money for
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So Swamp, you got to love Swamp. He's a locker room, favorite, but a great young man too. And then you got Crawford Pettit. So Crawford, I don't know if Crawford played in middle school, but he didn't play at all his freshman, sophomore, junior year, and they decided to come out this year. We had Crawford in the weight room, another really strong kid. He's about a 300-pound bencher, 400-pound squatter. And so we thought, well, Crawford will get you out there playing linebacker, get you playing some running back, B back, and did a phenomenal job. Had perfect attendance in the summer, didn't miss anything, was really learning his position. In the first ball game, went over 100 yards, and then he broke his foot. Yeah. So I hated it for him. I told him, I said, well, one bright spot, you can say that you never had a high school game where you didn't rush over 100 yards.
That's right. I lied.
And nobody would ever know any different. But Crawford is a great young man. Again, he's another one that we got out late that we wish we would have had for 4 years, because he would have been a really special player, I think. But yeah, Crawford Pettit. And then my last senior is Harrison Inman. Harrison played his freshman year, and then played his sophomore year, took his junior year off. Now, Harrison is talented in a lot of different areas. He's talented in the school singing group, the Darlingtons, I think is the name of that group he's in. He's involved in theater. And then he's been in our strength and conditioning classes for his whole high school career, and he's gotten really strong. And so we got him back out there his senior year. He's working his tail off and getting ready. And the first week we're in full pads, he ends up breaking his leg. And so he's been out the whole senior year. We were really looking forward to him playing some offensive line, playing some nose, playing some defensive line. But what value he brings is he is he's super strong in his faith. He's a great young man, so he brings a lot of positive energy to the locker room. He's got a lot of quiet confidence that a lot of people get to see out of him or around us. And then he's just a good young man to be involved in the program. But we really hated that he didn't get to really play and contribute. But he's been there as much as he possibly can as he's rehabbed his leg, and he's the best positive teammate on the sideline. He's always encouraging and motivating guys, so he's making an impact that way. Okay. So those are my seniors. Great group. They're all going to be, they might not all play college football, but I tell you what, they're all going to be. They're all going to be good husbands. They're all going to be good dads. They're all going to be good workers one day, and they're going to be successful no matter what they do, because they bought into the Darlington philosophy. They work hard. They do everything right. And I know that's going to transition over to being a successful adult.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing those thoughts on your seniors with us. Great group of kids, and we enjoyed hearing about it. Know that the viewers and listeners enjoyed hearing about that as well. Well, we are running rapidly out of time, so Ian, we got a couple more questions.
That's right.
To get in before we wrap up.
That's right. I know you mentioned all the pre-snap movement and crap, as you so eloquently put it. That you got to watch out for it. But what are the keys to success for you guys to get the win on Friday night? And then, of course, I need to know what those unis are going to be.
Yeah. Well, we've got to make sure that we identify those formations first and foremost. We've got to do a great job taking care of the football, like we always preach. And then we want to rally behind these seniors. We really want to get the motivation behind these seniors. And that's been a rallying cry this week for the whole team, that we have to practice well, we have to meet well, we have to watch film and make corrections well, because this is the last time these seniors get to play at Chris Hunter Stadium. And I think sometimes these kids think they have unlimited games, and I try to remind them that this thing has an end. You're going to play your last game at some point, and nobody knows when it could be. But these seniors know this is going to be the last time they play at Chris Hunter Stadium. And so we want to do everything we possibly can this week in this ball game at the practices to help those guys be successful on Friday night. And so that's what we want to do. We want to send these seniors out on a good, positive note. We want to have a great crowd there. And we've had great crowds at our home games. But we need people to rally behind these seniors, rally behind this team, and get ready to pull us through.
Heck yeah. And
they're going to look good doing it, too.
Well, it's senior night, so it's senior choice.
What'd they pick?
They want to wear purple on purple.
All right. I knew it. I knew it.
So we're going to go with the purple on purple, and hopefully that's going to get us a great senior night for these guys.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think the last thing to say is go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Finish strong, and then, of course, the playoffs will be not the weekend after that, but the weekend after. Did I say that right? Yeah, there's like a bye week in between in there. Mm-hmm. Kind of an interesting setup in terms of the schedule, so be on the lookout for that. So we won't have a show next week, but we will the following week. And best of luck to the Tigers this weekend as they try to finish strong on senior night at Chris Hunter Stadium against the Bremen Blue Devils. So, Coach, great show today. Thank you for your time as always, man. We enjoyed talking about Darlington Tigers football and some other stuff sprinkled in there as well. Well, that's going to put a wrap on it for today, folks. We appreciate you tuning in for the Coach Grove Show. We hope you have a great weekend, and go Tigers. So long.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Coach Groves Show. We invite you to join us again next week as we discuss all things Darlington football with head coach Wayne Groves. Go Tigers!
Stadium. I am Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin, ready to bring you the call tonight of Darlington football, and the Darlington Tigers welcome the Bremen Blue Devils to town. Darlington at 3-6 on the season, 1-4 in region play, facing a Bremen team that's 4-5, 2-3, and this is game 10, the final regular season game of the year, and it's about to go down on Halloween on Jerry Sharp Field at Chris Hunter Stadium. Ian, we got a great matchup for tonight.
Happy Halloween, Matt.
Happy Halloween to you too, man.
It's a festive crowd. You got bands dressed in their costumes. You've got it's just another great night by the lakeside, and we get to close this season out at home. And Darlington's going to try to do that on a high note on senior night.
Absolutely, they are, and we're excited about this matchup. So we'll go ahead and dive into a little bit of conversation about it. Series history-wise, Darlington leads the series 8-5. Bremen won last season. The first matchup in the series was back in 1992, and if you go look at the Georgia High School Football Historian site, which we do every week to kind of dig up for some interesting information about the teams in terms of our research, of course, Darlington, their records date back to 1910 and 1934 for Bremen. In other words, it took, both programs existed for quite a long time before they ended up on each other's schedule. Again, an 8-5 series, so not a lot of games in this series with a couple of teams that are very storied programs, been around a long time.
But oddly enough, you and I, our first broadcast as a duo, I think, was at Bremen with the Tigers traveling down there.
Yeah, we were filling in for Steve Conrad and whoever was working with the games, working with him on the games at that time, and we did go down there and enjoyed the process and being a part of it and everything, and that was very early on when we started calling games. You're right. I'd forgotten about that.
Absolutely.
So. Absolutely. I think they got a new stadium now from what they had back in those days.
Absolutely. Well, there was a visitor's press box back then. That doesn't exist anymore.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's a thing of the past. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, but we wanted to welcome you live here to Chris Hunter Stadium. We're going to continue our conversation about the matchup. We're going to give you the captains when we come back because they're already about to make their way onto the field. We'll have the results of the coin toss as we continue to set the stage for Darlington football. It's Darlington Bremen coming up, and kickoff is in about 4 minutes. We're back in 2.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
And we welcome you back Lakeside, Darlington football. It looks like Darlington has won the toss and has elected, I believe, to receive to start the football game. They want to set the tone there with their offense. The captains for tonight for your Darlington Tigers were Miles Twyman, Jace Donaldson, and also Bryson Jones. Meanwhile, for Bremen Blue Devils, it was Thacker Dudley, also Bo Dudley, Aiden Forrester, and then Andrew Sleek. And Ian, we're about to have some football. This got here quick today.
I know. We went a little long talking about the seniors, and they deserved every minute they got on the Coach Grove show. So an abbreviated pregame. But ready to rock.
Absolutely. Real quick, if we can squeeze it in as the teams make their intros, we'll give you the keys to the game. We're going to start with number one. That's identify formations. Kind of had an interesting way of describing that one, Ian.
Yeah, we did. You know, as Coach Grove so eloquently put it on the Coach Grove show, Bremen does a lot of pre-snap crap. So don't fall for the crap, Tigers. Keep your eyes focused. Play assignment football, and that'll be a big key to this ball game.
Key number two, take care of the football.
Yes, indeed. It has been better. The last few weeks, ball security has been better. The Tigers can't afford to give up possessions to a team as talented as Bremen. So a clean slate would go a long way for the Tigers tonight.
And now as the Tigers make their grand entrance, here come the Darlington Tigers, ladies and gentlemen, led by Brooke Temple and then also Stuart Grigsby. Of course, Brooke has got the black shirt, Jolly Roger flag, and then, of course, you had Grigsby coming in with the American flag. But the third key to the game is it's senior night. Got to rally behind the seniors.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked with Coach earlier in the week, and he talked about, you know, coming off a tough loss last week. He's like, this team just wants to get better. They want to get back to work. And there's a brotherhood here. And when there's a brotherhood, you know that the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors want to send these seniors out on a high note. And knocking off a team like the Bremen Blue Devils here to finish their careers at Chris Hunter Stadium, that'd be a special night.
No question about it. And, you know, the Blue Devils got off to a strong start this season, posted a 4-2 record through the first 6 games, but they've lost their last 3. And so obviously they're out here tonight trying to snap that losing streak. And obviously you've got the Darlington Tigers, who would love nothing more here on senior night to extend it a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And playoffs are right around the corner, but the Tigers get a chance to come out here. And, hey, you know what else senior night allowed them to do? Pick the uni combo. Purple on purple.
Purple on purple, and we're ready to go, folks, as Carter Allen has got the ball teed up, and they get ready to trot towards the ball. Toe meets leather. We're underway, and that kid has got some leg. We saw that last year. That floats out of the back of the end zone, and that'll make the Tigers have to go 80 yards for some points.
And when you've got return men like Jace Donaldson and Miles Twyman, that eliminates a weapon for the Tigers. They have been great in the return game. That's kind of been a tradition here at Darlington. I can't remember the last time they didn't have a guy who could house it on the return, but the leg of that young man can pretty much take that out of play if he can put it through the end zone every time.
Well, and one of the things that Coach Groves was telling us about earlier in the week, on Wednesday we were doing the Coach Grove show, was the young man that just kicked off Carter Allen, he kicked a 61-yard field goal just a few games ago. I mean, the longest in the NFL is, 66 yards? I was looking up earlier today. So that's incredible.
It is, absolutely.
All right, going to have a wide receiver on the far side, Trey Moore, for the Darlington Tigers. Under center is going to be Nate Konchesky, and the Tigers will set up shop at the 20-yard line. And there's the snap. Going to hand it off. Nope. Going to go with the pitch. Go to the toss on the outside. It's Bo Powers streaking down the sidelines. Cuts back inside. And he is going to carry the pile down to about the 34-yard line before they get him down to the turf. What a play.
Yeah, and the entire Bremen defense crashed to the center expecting the dive play. And you know, another side key to the game, the play of Nate Konchesky as he settled into the starting role has been excellent. He's been making the right decisions with the ball in this option offense, and that time was no exception to that. He pulled and pitched to Bo Powers, and there was a lot of green grass in front of the big playmaker. And he took it down and put the Tigers in great position all the way down to the Bremen 34.
Is that a 45-yard run?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, here we go from the 35 on the opposite side of the field. Tigers working from right to left. There's the snap, going to give the rock and go up the middle. Flags came in. Mazo got the ball.
And that's in that chop block area. Yep. There wasn't really time for a hold, so that's what I'm going to expect here. And that'll back them up 15 if that's the case. Yep. And that's what we get. So the first penalty.
And so a penalty out of the gate after a massive run for the Tigers set them up on the Bremen Blue Devils side of the field. By the way, Bremen is in gray breeches, white shirts with blue letters and numbers, and they have their numbers on their helmets.
And that chop block, they got Bryson Jones with that, and guess who he was blocking? Big fellow we didn't get a chance to talk about. That's A.J. Edmerson. Last year he was an absolute wrecking ball against the Tigers. He is a big fella.
And so 15-yard penalty moves the Tigers back to midfield. Quarterback Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap here on 1st and 25. Here is the snap to Konchesky. He turns, hands it off, goes with the B-back. No, they go to the outside again. A deceptive play, and Bo Powers gets it inside to about the 34. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that got all the penalty yardage back and then a little bit extra. About a 16-yard run there for Powers.
That play has been deceptive both times. Got me on it for sure.
And that's Konchesky. I mean, he's hiding the ball well when he pulls from the dive. Just perfect execution out there. Right now, Bremen's really trying to crash down on that dive play, and it's helping the Tigers pop some explosives.
2nd and 9. Konchesky under center is ready to take the snap. Everybody in tight. He's going to fake the handoff. There's the pitch to the outside. Gets it to Bo Powers. Dives ahead at the end of the play.
That's first
down.
And
he's going to get the first down.
Well, we'll see. Maybe they may have to
awfully
measure.
Close.
Yeah, he's right at the sticks. If he doesn't have it, it's inches.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a little bit short. Just a hair short. Nose of the ball just about at the 25-yard line, not quite where the line to gain needed to be.
Well, obviously, the Tigers saw something on the film, and they're trying to get it out on the edge.
Konchesky under center, everybody in tight. Man motions to the left this time. They're going to run it up the middle, and let's see if they got it. I think they did.
Yeah, I think they got enough to move the chains.
Jaden Mazo with the carry and did move the chains. So an effective run for first down.
I'll tell you what, Mazo has come in and made the most of his opportunity as Miles has moved out to an A-back, which just it's crazy how the adversity and injuries have forced Tigers to step up and fill roles, and now you've got all these options on offense, and the offense is playing better than it has all year.
It's going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 24-yard line. Tigers with the football. There's the snap. There's a quick toss. Going to go to the near side this time with Miles, and he will carry a man down to about the 15.
Great run there by Miles Twyman. And whatever they watched on the film, the way this defensive line for Bremen is solid between the tackles, that it's obvious that the Tigers want to attack the perimeter and get their playmakers the ball out there on the edge.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 1. We're just under 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. First drive of the game. Tigers have possessed the ball for almost 4 minutes. There's the snap. Quarterback is going to hand it off. Nope. Goes, where'd the ball go? I lost it.
Konchesky kept it.
Konchesky kept it.
He did. He did. He pulled from the dive. The pitch wasn't there, and he made a good decision there to just get what he could. And that's enough for the first down. 3 first downs on the drive.
So he got the ball down to the 13-yard line, and so the Tigers will set up shop in the red zone with 1st and 10. Obviously, the line to gain is the 3-yard line. And they will line up with everybody in tight out of their base formation. Konchesky is ready to take the snap. Sends a last-second signal at the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Going to hand it off and go up the middle with the B-back, and not much there at the line of scrimmage. He gets pushed back. We'll see where his forward progress was stopped, though.
Yeah, I mean, at least a no gain there. He didn't lose. I don't believe he lost any yards. Well, and then they say, Ian, we're going to show you. And looks like he lost a yard.
All right, so slight loss there on the play. That's going to set up 2nd and 11 here for the Tigers. Going to make a couple of personnel changes here, or one. Onto the formation is going to be Mitchell Roughton. Opting for a little bit of size there at the line of scrimmage here for this play. So again, 2nd and 11, 7:24 left to go here in the first quarter. First drive of the game. There's the snap. They're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to keep it, and the defense was ready. Ian.
Yep. And that's going to put them in the 3rd and long. We haven't seen the rocket toss yet. It's everything that's gotten out on the edge has been a pitch. That was the 8th play of this drive. Konchesky that time kept, and it was well defended. Thacker Dudley.
Caden Ellsbury was in there as well.
Chase Palmer as well. In the tackle for the Blue Devil defense. And Matt, you know the history behind the term GATA.
Oh, yeah. Get after their anatomy.
There you go. Well said. Well,
yeah. I was thinking about that earlier. How am I going to word that's friendly for the radio broadcast and the video? This is a family show. And, of course, that was coined by Irk Russell, who's the grandfather of Davis Russell, who's been the head coach of Bremen for 10 seasons now, and we got a timeout. So let's take it as well. 6:34 left to go here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Big 3rd down 11 coming up for the Tigers when we come back in 30 seconds.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
All right, folks, the Darlington Tigers work their way back out onto the field. We'll give you some score updates throughout the contest tonight, but it looks like we're getting ready for a play here. 6:34 left to go first quarter. Tigers with 3rd down 11 coming up from the 15-yard line. And there's the snap. Going to be a quick toss. They're going to Miles this time, and the defense is going to pull him down in the backfield. That's going to be a loss.
And there is the rocket toss to Miles, and Bremen sniffed that one out. And defended it well. Yeah, got him back behind the line of scrimmage. And we'll see if they let him swing a leg at it. And they will. They're going to trot out Georgie Lovelace, who filled in for Ade Desalu and Mateus Selly last week. And what was he, 4 or 5 on his extra point attempts last week?
I think so. And this is going to be a 34-yard attempt here for Georgie Lovelace, who will try to get the first points on the board here in the football game. As we get ready for the snap, there's the snap. Hold looks good. Kick on the way, and that one is going to be low and away. No good, so we're scoreless.
We are indeed. Now, the Tigers did achieve something positive on that drive. Half the quarter is gone, so it was a great drive. You hate to not come away with points there. They got down on the 13-yard line and had 3 straight negative plays forced by this Bremen defense, but let's take the positives. Tigers defense will trot out here and see what they can do with what could be an explosive Bremen. They've been explosive at times throughout this season. Got some serious playmakers.
No doubt it. That's a very good football team, but it's just one of those situations when you're playing in Region 6A Division 1 this year, it's tough sledding every week. I mean, it just is. Some really good teams from top to bottom of this region. And this year, it feels like everybody's on the upswing in terms of experience and size and all those sorts of things. So, anyway, their quarterback gets ready to take the snap. That's Eli Brock. He's got the ball. He's going to throw a quick pass, gets it over to number 2, Thacker Dudley, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards there on a pretty simple but yet effective play there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was actually number 7, Jet Patterson. Correction. Think. Yeah, sorry.
Jet's a great name for a playmaker in football, right?
You got to have fast wheels if your name's Jet, for sure.
You have to live up to that name.
And so Bremen goes back to the line of scrimmage. Brock ready to take the snap from the gun. Going to have a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far. They're going to hand it off. Finds a seam. This kid is fast, and he got it to about the 45-yard line. That is Tavares Bexley. We heard about him in the pregame. He's a freshman.
We've been hearing about this kid before he suited up for the varsity. There were rumblings about his middle school accolades, all over the northern part of the state. People were talking about this kid and what he was going to bring to the table, and he certainly has, game-breaking speed.
He truly does. We saw it on that play. Going to have trips to the near side, one wide receiver on the far side here on first down and 10. There's the snap. They're going to run the football, and brought down after a pickup about 9, maybe got the first down there, is going to be the quarterback, Eli Brock.
Yeah, just quarterback power there. He followed Bexley, found the hole, and they're going to move the chains. So a strong run there by Brock.
He got it down to the 44-yard line on the opposite side of the field, so they are in Tiger territory after a few plays, and they are moving the ball effectively here the first few plays.
Classic uniform combos between these two teams, man. That Bremen B is something that's been around forever, so it's just a good-looking game on the field as well.
It really is. It's popping on the video tonight for sure. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to fake the toss, and he's going to run full steam ahead forward. Gets pummeled. What a hit by Grigsby at the end of the play.
Nice job there. It was Bryson Jones that got him around the ankles. Grigsby came in to finish him off, and that's the first time they've really set the tone on first down on this drive. Still a pickup of 3 yards, but they have an opportunity here on second down to put them in third and long. And that's something Coach talked a lot about, getting off the field on third down last week. They struggled with that.
Going to be 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side on 2nd and 8. Man motions to the left. They're going to hand it to the motion man and run the sweep, and he's going to get a good chunk of yards there. He knocked the stick down, so he was real close to the first down.
We'll see where they mark it. I think he was a yard or two shy. He was.
I think you're right.
So Darlington will have their first opportunity to get a third down stop. But in this area of the field, this is certainly 4-down territory. But they do have an all-state caliber kicker as well, so we're in his range.
So the ball at the 35-yard line, and there is the snap. Going to hand it off. They give it back to Tavares, and he is through the line of scrimmage and gets the first down.
Yeah, so they won't have to worry about making a decision as they pick up the first down. That's their third first down of the drive.
They get it down to the 32-yard line on the run from Bexley. And again, a freshman, 2 effective carries already on this first drive. And this first quarter has evaporated in. 2:15 left to go in the quarter. Both teams keep it on the ground for the most part. Quarterback getting ready to take the snap. That is Eli Brock. He's got the ball. He's going to tuck it and run. Elects to keep the ball. Scoots out to the left side of the formation. Gets him another first down.
He sure did. Great vision by Brock there as he goes off to the left, puts his foot in the ground, and then pops out to the outside where he's got a host of blockers out in front, and an impressive run there.
So Brock brings his guys back into the huddle real quick, gets ready to go to the line of scrimmage with 1:40 left to go in the first quarter and no score in this football game. Each team has had a possession. Bremen is in their first possession right now. They're going to line up in the gun wide receiver over to the far side. There's the snap. They're going to run it that way. Quarterback is going to keep it, and he stays up and converts.
Yeah, he was actually short of the first down just a little bit on that last one, but he picked it up there. So that's Bremen's 4th first down of the drive. Now, Bremen bent but didn't break on Darlington's drive, and now we're hoping that the Tigers can do the same and find a way to force a field goal or a turnover. Would be even better.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, it's Halloween.
It is.
Some wacky
Anything's
things can
possible,
happen.
man. Anything is possible.
All right. 1 minute now to go in the first quarter. Bremen back to the line of scrimmage. Going to have wide receivers on each side. This time they're going to line up in a pistol look. Eli Brock takes the snap, turns, is going to hand it off to the man with the fast wheels. Flag comes in. This is probably a hold, don't you think, Ian?
100% where that was dropped. So that's a good break for the Tigers. Or are we saying it's offsides? Come on now. We'll see what the call is here. It looks like it's coming back.
Hold.
Yes, indeed. All right. So that's Bremen's first penalty, and a costly one. Just like the Tigers overcame theirs, which was a 15-yard penalty they had on a chop block. But this one comes on first down. It'll put them in 1st and 20. And gets them back behind the chains.
It's a big one.
Yeah, the Tigers need to take advantage here.
So after the holding call, the ball is going to be at the 27-yard line after the 10-yard penalty, and the Blue Devils run back to the line of scrimmage. This time everybody's going to be in tight with quarterback under center. And man motions off to the left side. There's a quick pitch. They're going to Vexley on this one. Scoots down the sideline, stays up, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds at around the 10-yard line, it looked like. Is that the first train?
That is the first train, train number 1.
Well, he
went out before the 10.
Okay.
Yeah. He got back the penalty yardage and 2 more. And that time we got to see, we noticed Bexley's speed, but, man, he's got some power, too. A little drive behind those legs. When he went in for contact, he lowered his shoulder and was the aggressor.
He got to the 14, so that's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Actually, the 13. And quarterback under center, Brock ready to take the snap. He is going to run the football forward, stays up, gets through the line of scrimmage, and carries him to the goal line and in. Touchdown, a 13-yard run for the quarterback, Eli Brock. He just kept the wheels turning, got some good blocking up front, made his way in the end zone.
Yeah, we saw Pepperell kind of run a similar play there. It's not a sneak. They're not just trying to, grab 1 or 2 yards. But Brock just basically followed his center and the left guard and powered his way into the end zone there.
So with 30.9 seconds, the Bremen Blue Devils score first, and now Allen's on to try to tack on the extra point, and he kicks it right through, and the score moves to 7-0.
My goodness. You see the leg strength. He wasn't even really swinging that one too hard, and he almost hit the Huffman Center.
He's incredible. Yeah. There is no doubt about that. I remember him from last year.
Coach Groves talking to Ty Wood as he comes off the field. A coach's job is never done, Matt. And Wayne's an excellent head coach. Now he's chatting with senior Jace Donaldson. I wonder if any of these guys are going to get a chance to return a kick when Carter Allen's putting the boot to it.
For those about to rock, we salute you. We're getting a little AC/DC tonight.
Indeed. It's a wonderful time of year for sports. You got World Series action tonight. The Hawks, NBA's started playing. They're starting the NBA Cup tonight.
And this World Series has potential to be one of the best of all time.
It's been fantastic so far.
And so here's the kick from Carter Allen. That's going to be right into the end zone. Make them go 80 yards every time.
Yep.
I think we're going to see that every kick tonight.
That's a weapon. Absolute weapon. We used to enjoy that with Mr. Sumner when he was kicking here. He put most of them through the back of the end zone.
He sure did. Been some very good kickers here over the years.
Heck of a punter too, lefty too. So he had that great English that he'd get on those punts. The spin was ridiculous. We watched him pin a lot of teams deep as well.
I remember Almerchi, back when we used to call some games for them, had a kicker named Tommy Harris who could kick it a mile. You remember him?
Yeah. And then Calhoun's Adam Griffith.
Oh, yeah.
To play at Alabama.
Tigers back to the line of scrimmage now. 1st and 10 from their 20. Here's the snap. Konchesky is going to hand it off, and they're going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Not much there.
Mazo. Or was that Miles? That was Miles.
Yeah.
Miles getting back in there to be back a little bit this week.
Yep.
Keep them guessing. You know, you can rotate these guys in, and they're interchangeable at the A-back and B-back positions now.
And he did get a yard, and it was a tough one. And that is going to be the last play here of the first quarter. So that's the end of our first quarter. Bremen leads at 7-0. We're going to step out for 1 minute, and we'll be right back.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Well, we hope everybody out there in radio land and video land is having a wonderful Halloween. Maybe you're watching the game on the big screen as you're handing out candy or whatever it is you like to do on this occasion. But we're glad to have you with us here on the broadcast tonight. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. I left Old East Rome on my way here. I got to hit a couple of houses with my youngest son, but man, that neighborhood has that old school Halloween feel from what it was like when we were kids, you know?
I'm telling you, man, and I've got a terrible sweet tooth, Ian, and I have to say I had to be out and about today making the rounds, and I had so much candy offered to me, and I said yes every time, so I just couldn't resist. There's the snap. Going to throw a pass, quick out to the left side of the formation, connects, maybe got a yard out of the play there. Trey Moore, absolutely.
The
sure-handed Trey Moore.
Yeah. This has been a connection that has just gotten better and better as the year has gone on. It's one of Darlington's favorite plays. Just Trey Moore goes down about 5 to 8 yards, turns around, runs a little curl, and Konchesky's got it right on his numbers. His first pass attempt of the night.
And so with that said, after everything shakes out, that brings up 3rd down and 6 here for the Tigers as they come back and try to convert a big 3rd down here and keep this drive going. Going to have everybody in tight here for the formation. It's 3rd and 6. Konchesky under center. He's ready to take the snap. Turns, is going to fake the handoff, rolls out, looking to throw. He's got company in the backfield, kind of flings it to a receiver, and that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, coverage downfield was excellent there by the Bremen defense. Konchesky went with the play action off the rocket toss, rolled out to his right, and he was looking downfield. It wasn't there. The pressure came. He went to his check down, and Twyman, who was also blanketed there by Ryder Haynes, number 10 for the Bremen defense. So just great awareness and coverage there by Bremen, and Darlington's going to have to kick it away.
And so the Tigers will get ready to kick it off here. It'll be Trey Moore with the punting duties. Low snap, picks it up, gets a good boot under it. Some nice air, takes a nice Tiger bounce. That thing's still rolling inside the 30. That's about as good as you could ask for down at the 28.
Especially considering he had to field a low snap. And Moore, you know, here's a guy who's really grown as a wide receiver, but his punting has continually improved throughout the season as well. And that's huge when you're trying to swing field position. He fielded that way back inside Darlington's 20. Oh, it hit a Darlington player.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So instead of being back inside the Bremen 30, that one's going to come all the way out to the 44.
So this will be the best field position tonight by far for either team. Haven't seen many possessions. This is only the second possession of the game here for Bremen, and we're already a minute and a couple of seconds into the second quarter.
They can't go to the replay to make a judgment here, but I don't know if I saw that hit a player or not. I'm a little biased there, though.
2 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Brock's going to throw a pass, connects with number 2, Thacker Dudley, gets spun around at the end of the play. He got about 12 yards, though.
And they've gone to that play on both of their opening plays in each possession. It's been that little play action, dump off to the running back, and it's been successful first down both times.
Got it down to the 44-yard line. So a 20-yard play.
Little RPO. And you talked about the teams in this region all getting older together, it seems. A lot of experience on this Bremen team.
Oh, absolutely. Shotgun formation, man motions up towards the near side of the formation. Going to have 2 wide receivers on the near side. They're going to hand it off. Went back to the speedy running back. That's Baxley. He stays up and gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Wow.
And sometimes we've seen some freshmen who size-wise look beyond their years. He looks like a freshman out there. So just imagine what's going to happen as he matures and grows in to his body. He's got the speed, talent, wiggle. He's got the whole package.
It all.
Yeah,
he really does.
Yeah.
He is an explosive runner with the football, and he can get by in a blink of an eye.
So Bremen 2 plays into this drive and already threatening to score.
Ball's at the 25-yard line inside Tiger territory. And here comes the snap to Brock. He's rolling out to the right, going to run the football and stays up and gets about 7-8 yards.
Yeah, just quarterback power off that right side. We've got an injured player. Not sure which team. Okay, everybody's up off the mat. The officials waived it as an injury timeout, but it's going to be second down and about 3 yards. Bleacher creatures going nuts on Halloween. They've got their cell phones out.
A lot of costumes here tonight, including everybody that's in the marching band for the Bremen Blue Devils tonight.
We're going to get a little halftime show, Halloween style.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can pick out some of the characters. I see some
Mario.
superheroes.
Yeah,
I see a couple
Mario,
Spider-Man there.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. But anyway, Brock gets ready to take the snap here from the gun. Everybody's going to be in tight for this formation on second and short. Here's the snap. He is going to run the football, stays up, and he meets a wall of Tigers, and they'll push him back. I don't think he got it. We'll see.
Yeah, that time Brock kind of faked the pitch. See Georgia Tech run that play a lot with Haynes King. Little swing and then decides to keep it.
Ty Wood back out on the field here for the Darlington Tigers. Couple men off.
And it is 3rd and 1. This would be a big-time stop if the Tigers can manage to get it.
Brock ready to take the snap here from the gun. Vexley in the backfield with him, and they're going to give it to him. He dives forward into the play.
It's close.
And we'll see what they say once they get up from the pile.
Stuart Grigsby almost had him in the backfield. He wiggled loose.
They're going to say short.
How about that? Now, will they elect to kick the field goal or roll the dice? It's not a, I mean, it's a short yard that they need to gain to extend this drive. I imagine they'll go for it.
May try to draw the Tigers off sides first. We'll see, but quarterback's going to be under center here. Eli Brock on 4th and 1. Man motions to the left. They're going to run it. Quarterback is going to dive through, and they get the first down.
He got behind big number 77 and rumbled. That's Bryson Jenkins. So Brock got behind his big teammate and was able to pick up 5 or 6 yards more than they needed.
Trying to see where the ball is. At the 10?
Yeah, right at the 10 on the right hash.
So it's going to be 1st and goal here for Bremen. Brock is under center here for this play. Man motions to the right. They're going to pitch it, get it to Vexley. He stays up, and nice defense there as they stand him up right close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was an excellent job of setting the edge there by the Darlington defensive front and not letting Bexley get a crease. He'll make you pay if you give him a little room. But Jace Donaldson out there. I believe Maddox Rotten. Trying to catch everybody's number that was in on that tackle.
It'll be one wide receiver split wide to the near side, 2 on the far side as Brock lines them up at the line of scrimmage. Going to have 2 men in the backfield with him. There's the snap. Going to be a reverse. They're coming back towards the near side with Bexley, who's got the, nope, that's not Bexley. That's Faulkner, who drives it into the end zone. It's going to be a 9-yard run for a touchdown for the Bremen Blue Devils. They strike again.
Yeah, and that misdirection there on the reverse worked to perfection. And Eli Brock went from quarterback to lead blocker out there in front as Faulkner followed him into the end zone untouched, and Bremen gets their second touchdown on his many drives.
And we get ready for Carter Allen to try to punch it through and make it a 14-0 ball game with 6:38 left to go here in the second quarter of the football game. Here comes the kick, and that one's going to be right through, and the score moves to 14-0. He could have knocked that from 50 yards out.
I mean, it's just that's a college kicker right there. That is, I mean, I'm sure he's already got plenty of offers. You watch the ball leave his foot, and it is a rocket.
So 14-0 in favor of the Bremen Blue Devils, and they have picked up the first 2 scores of the football game. So the Tigers will get out there and try to answer here and a score, and it looks like a totally different situation here if the Tigers can answer the bell here and get some points on the board. Make it a 1-score game.
Oh, it would be huge. And really, you know, with 6 minutes and 38 seconds left, Bremen gets the second half kickoff as the Tigers won the toss and elected to receive. They had a great first drive. I mean, they took it from the 20 all the way down to the 13 and just couldn't punch it in, missed a field goal. So an answer here would be huge.
And I would say a big kick return would be nice, but that ain't happening tonight with the leg of Carter Allen. He is going to boot it into the end zone more than likely every time. It looks like this time, though, yep, it's through the end zone. That one was deceptive that time.
Flirted with it a little bit.
I tried to jinx it. I tried my best, but it didn't happen.
The old broadcaster's jinx. Nice shot on the screen here. The Bleacher Creatures, the Darlington student section, decked out for the holiday. Got some great costumes over there. I believe the old minister of mayhem, Henry Ledbetter, is in there in his 18 jersey, you know.
We got a shark out there, too. My goodness.
Yeah, a bunch of cows.
What is
good? I've got a buddy with me on the broadcast as well. You know, Thing decided to get in the booth. I can't get him off my shoulder.
We're getting a look at it. I'm just surprised it's staying there. Quarterback under center. Konchesky takes the snap from the 20. He rolls out to his left, looking to throw, puts it up the middle of the field, and that's incomplete. Got hit right as he was throwing it.
Yeah, the pressure came, and that's the thing about this Bremen defensive front. You're really going to have to get them going the wrong way. Konchesky dropped back there, took a 3-step drop, and then rolled out. There's not going to be a lot of time to pass with these excellent pass rushers that Bremen has up front.
And so the Tigers will go back to the drawing board here on second down. Try to pass was incomplete to start the series. Going to have a wide receiver to the near side. Konchesky rolls up under center. Otherwise, everybody in base formation. There's the snap. Going to run the B-back play there with Mazo, and not a lot there. Got a yard or two.
Went with the dive to Mazo. And guess who? Yeah. I'm going to give you one guess who's the lead tackler there. It was A.J. Edmerson,
who was the Region Defensive Player of the Year in 2024. Big kid.
And
man,
I'm sure he's in the running this year as well.
Yeah, A.J. is 6 foot, 285 pounds, and all of it.
And quick.
And quick.
So quick.
And so the Tigers have got a big 3rd down and 10 coming up here after no gain on the first 2 plays. Incomplete pass and then a run for no gain. Going to drop back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, bobbled around, caught it. He stays up, got the 1st down. Way to go, Tigers. They convert on a 3rd and 10, and they got the ball out. Who was the receiver? Is that Rotten?
I thought so,
Number 35, yeah. Mitchell Rotten, the tight end, caught that pass and got the 1st down. That was a heck of a play right there, man.
Sure was, and Konchesky just kind of floated it in there. Great play by the quarterback there to get the ball out to Rotten, and then Rotten rumbled down the field.
Well, let's see if that'll give them a little bit of spark here. Had a really good first drive in the football game. Went 3 and out in their second, and hopefully this play will give them a little bit of a spark as the second train of the night goes by. Quarterback under center takes the snap. They're going to hand it off, go to the outside, actually on the toss, and they get about 8-9 yards there on the play. Miles Twyman?
Yep.
Was it Twyman?
That was Twyman. Yep. And they went with the pitch again. And
yep.
Operating quick. You've got to get the ball moving quickly against this Bremen defensive front. There's a flag on the play, however. That's right in that area of holding out there on the perimeter. That indeed is the call. So we wait for the white hat to give us the official word.
And there it is.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Tigers after that.
And so the Tigers get ready to go back to the line of scrimmage here with a long way to cover here, but only first down. I think they can get it back. They will go to the huddle, come back to the line of scrimmage. This is the last game of the regular season. Going to be a bye week next week. And the first round of the playoffs begins on November the 14th. And it's all about positioning here tonight. There's the snap, going to fake the handoff. Looked like they're going to the pitch, but flags came in from everywhere.
False start.
And so the penalties are kind of starring this drive here.
Yeah, after a huge third down pickup on the pass to Rawton.
So we've
gone backwards since then.
Absolutely. We've got 5 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the half. Bremen leads it 14-0 if you've just tuned in. Of course, we'll have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game coming up after tonight's action. Last week, it was Miles Twyman who scored a couple of touchdowns, including a kick return for 90 yards. And at halftime, he was named the homecoming king. He had a heck of a night, didn't he?
It was a good night for Miles.
Wow. Earned the heck out of it for sure.
He sure did.
All right, so Konchesky under center here for 1st and a mile. Got to get 25 yards. And the ball is loose, and it looks like Bremen's got it diving towards the end zone. I think they're going to be short of the goal line, I believe.
Yeah, almost a touchdown there. And that would have been Sean Morgan, a freshman, number 50. They went for the trap play, and it was blown up by A.J. Edmerson. He got in there. I think he got a mitt on that ball as Konchesky was turning to hand the ball off to Powers on the trap. We talked about it in the pregame, how important ball security would be, and that's not just a turnover. That's a turnover that gives Bremen the ball.
On the 1 yard line.
Yeah, just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, that one hurts. And so now Bremen's going to come back to the line of scrimmage and try to punch in some more points here and go up by 3 scores with 4:56 left to go here in the second quarter. So let's see if the defense can stand tall here and get a goal line stand. It's 1st and goal from the 1, and they are going to run it in untouched. That is going to be Mr. Bexley, with his first touchdown of the game.
1 yard TD, 1 yard or 1 play drive. And Bexley cashes in, and Bremen has taken control of this game here late in the second quarter.
All right, so 20-0 as Carter Allen gets ready to try to tack on the extra point. We get ready for the snap here in just a couple of moments, and if he can get it through, it'll be a 21-0 ball game in favor of the visiting Bremen Blue Devils here tonight early in this contest. Here is the kick, and that one is going to be right through, and the score moves to 21-0.
Yeah, he put it in the concession stand.
Hopefully they didn't get any nacho cheese on the ball. That'd be hard to get off.
That would be. Would be a little greasy out there trying to grip it.
I remember one time I was calling a high school basketball game, and I won't mention the teams involved, but somebody took a trash can and threw it out in the middle of the court. And it took a while to get the game started, and it was because of the nacho cheese. It took them a while to mop it up. You see a little bit of everything sometimes.
Yeah, adventures in broadcasting.
Thankfully, that's the only time I've ever seen that.
Was it Bobby Knight or Jim Boeheim that threw a chair?
It was Bobby Knight.
It was Bobby Knight. Yeah. I know Boeheim's had some pretty good, tantrums as well. But if you're ever having a bad day, just watch you some Bobby Knight clips, man.
I'll tell you a funny story about him that relates locally here in just a moment. But right now, Carter Allen's ready to kick the ball back to the Darlington Tigers. And here comes the kick. He's kicked it in the end zone every kick, but not this time. It's going to be brought out by Miles Twyman, who's got the ball from the goal line. He's across the 20, streaking towards the near sidelines, across the 40. He's across the 50. He is going to take this baby all the way home. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. Kickoff return number 2 for a touchdown in as many of weeks.
Yeah, that's
My
right.
goodness, Miles Twyman came up big.
Touchdown.
When his
Twyman.
team needed him on senior night.
That's
wow.
right. Absolutely. What a jolt that was to Chris Hunter Stadium. And, you know, you have a weapon like Carter Allen. He's been putting him through the back of the end zone. That time he gave Twyman a chance. And Miles was so patient, too, waiting for his lane as he kind of rolled to his right with the ball, let his blocker set things up, and then just put on the afterburners.
You want to call that 99 yards?
Yes, I do. I think that is fair. It looked like you fielded it right at the 1-yard line.
So Miles Twyman, 99-yard kick return for a touchdown. The extra point is through, and the Tigers have their first score of the game, cuts it back to a 2-score game, 21-7. Ian, they needed that spark. Wow, what a play.
Absolutely, Matt. They were right in the position to get back in the game when they turned the ball over on their last drive. So to get this kind of play from a senior on senior night, I mean, that was almost identical to his return last week, just 10 yards longer. But what a special play. What a special player. Like, you know, you talk about Jace Donaldson and Miles Twyman. They're the heartbeat of this Tiger team. Not just great athletes and players, but just wonderful teammates. And, you know, these underclassmen learn a lot from guys like that.
That was incredible, man. That's one of those ones that people are going to watch over and over again.
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah, remarkable.
Man, oh, man. That was incredible. All right, folks. Well, a lot more life in the crowd right now. They are fired up. The Tigers get ready to kick it back here to Bremen and see if they can generate a stop here and get the ball back. If they can do that and find a way to put on a few more points here before the locker room, that would be fantastic. But right now, Georgie Levis has got it teed up, ready to kick to the Bremen Blue Devils, who have been red hot offensively in this game, have scored on their first 3 possessions of the ball game, and still waiting on the signal from the official. And here we go. Levis kicks the ball. That's going to be end over end, and the Blue Devils will bring it out from around the 15. And young man's got fast wheels, stays up, spins around at the end of the play. Flag comes in. He got it across to about the 34, but again, there is a flag.
I think that was Jay-Sean Jones on the return, number 5. But we're going to get a hold or a block in the back here. And it is a hold.
Well, it has been a tough first half for the Tigers. There have been some bright spots, but the 99-yard kick return for a touchdown gets them right back in the ball game. And let's see if they can come up with a defensive stop here and get the ball back.
That gets it all the way back to the Bremen 24. Trying to get some scores here. Just heard from Mr. Gable. Models leading that game 14-7.
And who are they playing tonight? Temple?
Yes.
Okay. Shotgun formation. Wide receiver near side. Brock's going to take the snap, runs it off to the right side. Slow developing play, and a flag comes in.
We'll get another hold here. Big game going down in Franklin, Georgia. That has a lot to do with this, and obviously Model leading that game against Temple. But Heard County is out to a 20-0 lead over Pepperell. That game is going to decide the region championship, and looks like the Braves, who are a really, really talented team, have control of that one at the moment. Anything can happen, though.
I was about to say, don't count the Pepperell Dragons out. They've been a team with some grit and some fight in them this year. They've come back from pretty big deficits before this year. But it's a different animal when you're facing Heard County, though.
It is.
A couple wide receivers to the near side. There's the snap, going to hand it off. A little bit of a delayed handoff. Young man stays up, he's got the ball, and he is going to scoot out at around the 48-yard line. He stays in bounds, gets it almost to midfield. That was Aiden Forrester.
Man, what a plethora of athletes this Bremen team has, man. It doesn't matter who they hand the ball to. They are electrifying.
They really are. This is a very good football team, and we talked about, in the pregame how they came into the game. Not the most impressive record, but I think a lot of that has to do with the teams that they play. They've had an unbelievably tough schedule throughout the course of the season. But right now the ball's at midfield after that big pickup there by Forrester, who's wearing the number 16 tonight and one of the captains. And, of course, we are closing in quickly on halftime. We're going to relay as many scores as we can round up. A couple of games got played tonight because of the official shortage. And so you had several local, or area, I should say, Thursday night games. Another carry here for Forrester. He's got the ball, goes to the outside, and gets about 6-7 yards there on the play.
This is Forrester's series here. He's getting to come out and get some carries, and he's making the most of his opportunities.
Yes, he is. That time got 6 yards and got it down to the 44-yard line. After that explosive play, the previous play, they got him to midfield. And so this is going to bring up 2nd and 4 here for the Blue Devils. They're going to be in the gun. Going to have a couple wide receivers on the far side, one on the near. 2 men in the backfield. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to keep it, runs out to the right side, gets a first down, and then scoots out of bounds at about the 34.
Another great carry there by Eli Brock. You've got a junior who has experience. He really does a good job. He's a patient runner, waits for his blockers. Just an excellent player. Knows how to run this offense.
Of course, Davis Russell has been the coach for Bremen now for a decade, and we'll talk some of his accolades at halftime. We didn't get to go over a lot of the information we normally do during our pregame. Had a fairly long Coach Grove show because we want to make sure we had an opportunity to talk about the seniors. Really enjoyed that part of the show on Wednesday. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to give it off to Bexley, who's got it, sneaks through, and this one is going to the house. A 35-yard run there by Mr. Bexley, and he will get by you in a hurry.
He sure will. Just a freshman. And, we'll have reclassification at the end of this year.
Yeah, maybe we won't see him.
Maybe we'll have to see Bexley going forward.
Well, that is Bexley's 2nd touchdown and as many drives here for Bremen, his 2nd of the game. And we don't have the opportunity to have stats here, but he's having a big game so far for sure.
Is. He's got to be over 100 yards with 2 touchdowns at this point.
Carter Allen ready to tack on the extra point, and that one's going to sneak in, and therefore the score is going to move to 28-7 in favor of Bremen here on the road.
Excellent. Coach Groves is fired up, man. He wants to get his defense tightened up.
We're going to have some Georgia Tech football for you on the airways of WLAQ tomorrow. And I told Ian earlier I kind of did a double take when I looked at the game time because it seems like the Jackets are always playing day games, mostly at noon. But this week they're playing at 7:30. They're going to be under the lights.
At Carter Finley, which is a tough place to play in Raleigh. So, that's going to be a fired-up, ravenous Wolfpack crowd. There's some landmines left on this schedule. And I think we're going to learn a lot about how good Tech is by how they handle these next 3 games. I think the home game against Pitt, I really think Pat Narduzzi's Pitt Panthers are a good football team. Watch out for the Panthers. Don't look ahead to the Dogs in that showdown at Mercedes-Benz, which, again, I'd just like to say, whoever made that decision, boo.
I'm with you, man. That needs to be at Bobby Dodd for sure. Here's the kick, and will this one go into the end zone? Yes, it will.
I do love Brent Key's mentality on it. He's like, I don't care if we play in the backyard.
You got to, man. Yeah. But, if he were being totally straightforward.
You want that one
You want that one at home.
Yeah. I mean, I get the whole gimmick of playing and doing some games of Mercedes-Benz, but not that one. Not that one. The only time that should happen is in the playoffs.
That's exactly right. Anything's possible, too. It could happen.
It could.
All right, so the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage, currently trailing 28-7 with 2:31 left to go in the first half of play. Konchesky lines them up under center. This is the third drive out of their 4 where they have started at the 20-yard line. And we got a whistle. What do we got here? Flag came in.
Well, Matt, I heard the Darlington band playing Thriller a little earlier. They're definitely tuned into the season.
I tell you what, man, when I was a kid, that video scared me to death. With the part with Vincent Price and the contact lenses and the laugh and all that stuff. We weren't allowed to watch MTV at my house when that came out, but I watched it at my neighbor's house. I learned my lesson. I ran home scared. There's a snap, going to be a quick pitch, going to get it over to Miles Twyman, and he's going to be brought down after a pickup of about 3 yards after the penalty of 5, so he got a few of those back.
I think we're going to have another chop block, though. Yep.
Here's a little interesting tidbit about that Vincent Price part in the video for Thriller. He was offered an opportunity to either get a flat rate for his part or to take a percentage. He took the flat rate and made $20,000. Can you imagine what that would have been if he'd had taken the percentage?
Yeah, I mean one of the highest grossing albums in rock and roll history.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know what the percentage was, but any percentage would have yielded a lot more than he got, for sure.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, the chop block puts them all the way back inside their own 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 23.
All right, folks, Tigers under center here for this play. Konchesky takes the snap. He is going to fake the handoff, keep it, and run it. Stays up. Nice stutter step. Gets across the 20. Very effective run there by Nate Konchesky.
And really, the Darlington offense has played fairly well here. The turnover really hurt. And honestly, that was just a play that was blown up by a heck of an athlete, A.J. Edmerson. Not even allowing the handoff to be made on that trap play. But Konchesky's been very decisive and quick. You don't have time to drag your feet against this defense. You've got to get the ball popping, and he's done a good job with that tonight.
He really has. Tigers line up at the 23-yard line. They've got 2nd down and 7 coming up, so that was a good play there for the Tigers. They're going to send a receiver to the far side. That's going to be Trey Moore. Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap. He's got the ball, is going to fake the toss, go with a B-back dive, and they get about 3 or 4 yards there. So a positive play for Miles Twyman.
Yeah, they really have done a great job here to overcome all that penalty yards. It was 1st and 23. Now they're in a 3rd and manageable, I think just 3rd and a yard. Yeah, excellent recovery here.
So what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Man, that's a tough question. I like the little candy corn pumpkins. I like those. Yeah, those are good if I'm going strictly Halloween,
Quarterback under center on 3rd and 1. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off, B-back dive, and he is able to get through and get the 1st down. A very, very hard run there by the Darlington Tigers, and a great job. Was that Miles again?
That was Miles, and he was cheered on by train number 2. Good run there by Miles. And only 39, so I didn't realize how little time was left here in the 2nd quarter. It's been a quick first half.
Well, we're going to keep it right here through the break. I as far as like Halloween candy, I'm always going to lean towards more of the gummy types of things. Today I had a pack of Swedish Fish, and then I had some of those little sour gummy worms.
Some dots. Are you a dots guy?
I love dots.
Yeah.
They do get stuck in your teeth. I recognize that as one of the downsides of the dots, but I'm willing to suffer through it and that sort of thing. But that's usually my go-to. But I don't meet a lot of candy that I'm not willing to enjoy.
On the chocolate side, where do you go?
Chocolate. I usually like Snickers or, something with almonds in it or something like that.
The huge Three Musketeers.
Really?
Milky Way guy. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't usually like Almond Joy or Mounds or anything like that. I like coconut flavor, but I don't like coconut texture.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
texture
the issue.
thing. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Here comes the snap to Konchesky. He rolls out looking to throw, puts the ball in the air as he gets hit, and that is incomplete.
Man, and Thacker Dudley just came clean off the edge there. And from our vantage point, you could just see it in slow motion as Konchesky was winding up to throw that pass that he was going to get crushed. Lucky to get that one off.
And so the ball stays at the 34-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 10 here for the Tigers. And as Ian mentioned, running out of time with 35.4 seconds left on the clock. Here in the half, Bremen up 28-7. The Tigers' lone score of the game was exciting. It was on a 99-yard kickoff return by Miles Twyman, who's had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in as many weeks. Going to be 2 wide receivers this time. Ethan Height on the near side, Trey Moore on the far side. Dropping back is Konchesky, all kind of traffic in the backfield, and he is going to be brought down after a pickup of about a yard or 2. He was kind of just running for his life there at the end of the play.
Yeah, the edge rushers here for Bremen are doing a great job trying to get home. They flushed him through the pocket. They did a good job handling Edmerson on that play, but the guys flying in on the edge forced Konchesky to step up, and I believe it was number 50, Sean Morgan, that cleaned him up with the tackle there. And I think Darlington's just going to take it to the half.
Yep, that's going to be the end of the first half with your Darlington Tigers trailing at halftime to Bremen. 28-7 is your score. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with a halftime show. We're glad you're with us tonight on Darlington Football in the live stream and the radio. We'll be back in 3 for halftime.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders.
All right, so evidently there was a timeout. We'll just go ahead and call it for the video. I'd already called a timeout to go into the halftime show. I wasn't sure what happened there, but apparently they put a little bit more time back on the clock, Ian.
Yes, and now there was a pass interference on a shot play to Miles Twyman, so we're going to get one more untimed snap here before this half is over. Or was it – they're going to back it up?
So I apologize for that, folks. We thought the half was over and everybody was heading to the locker rooms, and I was looking down and making my notes and all those sorts of things, and then Ian catches my attention and they're playing still. So so sorry about that, but we will continue to call it for the video stream, and we'll catch up with the radio here in just a couple of moments. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Tigers.
They're going to have a shot, throw a Hail Mary here. They got the interference call, and that moves it onto the 49-yard line of Bremen, where they'll get one more untimed snap.
All right, so Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap. He has got the ball, dropping back, is looking to throw, and he has got company in the backfield, kind of dumps the ball, and that is going to be incomplete, and that will be the end of the half. So we're already in a break on the radio show, so I'm not sure what the video will do here, but we are going to go back to our break on the radio and be back with the halftime show.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
At halftime. Well, what we're going to do now is we are going to take another break. We'll take a 3-minute break and then officially start our halftime show again. But we're glad you're with us here on Darlington Football, whether you're watching on the video or you are listening on the radio. We're back in 3 minutes.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
The deadline for 2026 to 2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission@darlingtonschool.org.
Well, we welcome you back at halftime. We are in the friendly confines tonight of Chris Hunter Stadium, and right now at halftime, the Tigers trail 28-7 to the visiting Bremen Blue Devils, and we're getting a performance from the Bremen Marching Band right now, and they are in their costumes. And Ian, we'll point out a few here for the folks that are listening on the radio. Obviously, you've got the video stream up right now. You're seeing them, but we've got a Christmas tree. We got a couple of people dressed up as Spider-Man. Got a unicorn. What else we got here?
Super Mario trombone player.
All right.
Yeah, he's right there in the middle. The Grinch is back there playing the tuba, and you've got the dance line is doing a version of the zombie thriller walk here. So, yeah, very entertaining stuff. Here we go, and
There
they're playing
it is.
Thriller.
It kicks in there.
They're not just dressed for the occasion. They put on a special show here. I love it.
And they got a guy dressed up on the xylophone as a hot dog. Did you mention that one?
I did not.
Okay, so he's up here on the front row. I remember they used to have a guy at the Rome Emperors games when it was the Rome Braves, a guy dressed up in a hot dog suit that would throw hot dogs at people. That was
Nice.
interesting.
That's
But,
fun.
yeah. So anyway, we're at halftime here at Darlington, and we're going to give you some other scores and whatnot as we go along through our broadcast. But Ian, it was an interesting first quarter of the football game because you had basically a possession for each team, and then Darlington ran one play, and the first quarter was over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, Darlington ran almost 6.5 minutes off the clock as they took it from their 20 all the way down to the Bremen 13. The drive stalled out, and they missed a field goal attempt at the end of that drive. Bremen answered with an equally as impressive drive as I think they posted about a 10-play, 76-yard drive that finished off with a 14-yard run by quarterback Eli Brock, who was just in command of the offense all night long. From there, Darlington had a 3-and-out on the next possession, and Bremen made him pay for it with a quick strike. Justin Faulkner scored on a reverse that was well executed on about a 13-yard touchdown run there. And then it was all Mr. Bexley from there for Bremen, but in between his two touchdowns, we got the biggest play of the night and the biggest roar from this Tigers crowd when Miles Twyman fielded a Carter Allen kickoff at the 1-yard line. He returned one for 90 yards last week. He's like, well, I'm going to one-up myself here and take it 99. And he burned it up the same home sideline and got the touchdown.
Absolutely, and of course we will have the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game Award coming up at the end of tonight's action, as well as the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show with Lynn and Austin Butler. Man, we got another train that's going by now. They are rocking and rolling here tonight. It's a busy night.
That's 3.
Surprised I can hear it over the band because they're rocking and rolling tonight.
They are indeed.
So, but yeah, we're having a good time here tonight at Chris Hunter Stadium. Glad you're with us on the live stream or listening on the radio. We're going to take another break for 3 minutes. When we come back, we'll run down some scores from area games, or a couple that got played last night, so we can even give you a couple of final scores in case you haven't caught them. But we'll take a break. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection, or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
The deadline for 2026 to 2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission@darlingtonschool.org.
Well, we welcome you back here to the halftime show. Going to feed you some scores from some other local games, courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center. We got anything interesting tonight, man?
Yeah, a big one that's on the tube tonight, I believe on GPB, is Carrollton hosting Douglas County. Currently, the Trojans lead that one 13-7, so that's a big one as far as the state playoffs are concerned. Rome clinched the region championship last week with a win over New Manchester.
Is that 5 in a row?
Yes, sir. It is indeed. And they now just get to finish business against a pretty bad Kennesaw Mountain Mustangs team, and they are doing just that, 34-0 in the second quarter. Pepperell is trailing in the region championship game against Heard County down in Franklin, Georgia. They are trailing 33-7 at halftime. Heard County's no joke.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
are that good.
Pepperell has really had an outstanding season. They've gotten better and better as the season's gone on, but we saw Heard, and that team's got it all.
Yeah,
they really do.
Trying to finish off an undefeated regular season going into the playoffs. Maybe a team good enough to challenge for a state championship this year. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think they could make it happen. Model playing Temple. The Temple Tigers, we saw them last week. That's a really good team. They're all knotted up at 21. So Model staying in that game.
And then you lost your scores because an ad popped up.
Yes, that's right.
And
you know the game.
No, I do, man. I'll see if I can pull mine up. I know there were a couple of games that got played yesterday. You had Bowden beating Tryon, and that was a pretty lopsided game. Do you remember what the final score in that one was? It was like maybe 63-0.
Oh, 63-0.
Yeah.
Bowden beat them.
And then I know that Calhoun played Lafayette last night and had their way in that game, so that was a victory for Calhoun. And, there were a couple of Thursday games yesterday because obviously you still have the situation of an official shortage in the state of Georgia, so they're having to shift some things around to make sure they have enough officials to get the games in.
I do not have a score on several games of interest. I'll see what I can do. I'm going to go to another website and see what I can find. But Chattooga's playing Coos out at Branch Bragg. I don't have a score on that one. North Murray and Rockmart playing for a region championship tonight. Don't have a score there. Dade County and Gordon Central. The Warriors are trying to make the playoffs for the first time since, I think, 2012. Is that?
I'm not sure.
Something like that. So if they can beat Dade County, they're in. If they don't, it will force a three-way tie with them, Dade, and Chattooga. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. And I don't have a score with Armurchie on the road, taking on a really good Christian Heritage Lions team. So I'll work on that during the next break, see if I can track it down on another site, and we'll keep you posted.
All right, we'll definitely keep you posted on that. Do want to let people know what's coming up the remainder of the weekend on the radio. Of course, we mentioned to you we'll have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game at the end of the night's game. And then, of course, the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show tonight. So make sure to call Lynn and Austin and chat with those guys. And then on Saturday, we're going to have Georgia Tech football. They slipped one spot in the polls. Obviously, Ole Miss moved up, which makes sense. And so Georgia Tech fell, even though they won last week, from 7 to 8. But they are 8-0 on the season, going on the road to take on the NC State Wolfpack. 5:30 will be the start of the pregame show for you, so 2 hours of pregame with a 7:30 kick if you'd like to listen to that on the radio tomorrow. And then as far as what's next for the Darlington Tigers, well, tonight will be the conclusion of the regular season for all teams. But then there is a bye week at the end of the year. So there will be a gap in between the regular season and when the playoffs begin. So the GHSA playoffs do not begin until November the 14th. The Tigers are in, so the Tigers will be idle next week, preparing for their first round opponent, which obviously at this point in time, until everything shakes out, the power rankings and all those sorts of things, is to be determined. So we won't have any Darlington football for you next week, but we will the following week, and we'll keep you posted on what that's going to look like.
That's right. So we get to hit the pause button next week on all of our high school football coverage. Take a breath. Come back and get ready for some playoff football.
Oh, yeah. We will not have a coaches show next week. There will be no game, so we won't have a pick show. There will be no scores, so we will not have a scoreboard show because it's kind of an unusual thing.
Right.
And, they started doing that, I think it was a couple of seasons ago, because we had some terrible weather, and it affected the season. And I think it's one of those things that was a byproduct of that, unless I'm badly mistaken.
Just leaving room for makeup games,
yeah,
right?
leaving room for makeup games, and it just kind of stuck, and they've decided to keep that in place. And so that's the way that shakes out. But, as in the case of 3A to A, when they split off into the private school bracket, obviously you've got some teams that have a bye week.
Yeah.
So I didn't look to see which teams that would possibly be, but there are scenarios there where you might have a team that hadn't played a game in a few weeks.
That's wild.
By the time they get into the playoffs. So that does set up some unusual circumstances, particularly in that bracket. But anyway, well, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll step out for 3 minutes. We'll come back to conclude our halftime show. This is Darlington football on the live stream and also the radio. Right now, Darlington trails Bremen 28-7. Of course, Darlington, I believe, won the toss. They did take the ball to start the first half, so Bremen's going to get it out of the break. We will be right back in 3 minutes.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
The deadline for 2026-2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission at darlingtonschool.org.
The deadline for 2026-2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org, visit, or by emailing admission at darlingtonschool.org.
And we welcome you back here at halftime inside Chris Hunter Stadium. And right now at halftime, Darlington trails Bremen 28-7. And Ian has got another resource for some scores here.
I do indeed. I found the honey hole on Score Atlanta and can give you a couple of updates. Model all knotted up in the second quarter with Temple 21-21. We mentioned that. Our Murchie trailing Christian Heritage in the second quarter 35-0. That Christian Heritage team, had kind of a slow start, but they have found their groove, and you want to peak at the right time. And here's one, I think Coach Cannon's just got it out for me because when I pick Coosa, they can't. They haven't won for me, and I tried to pick them so many times. I believe in that team. They're up 14-7 in the third quarter over Chattooga. That's going to be a battle to the end. We talked about that one in the pick show and thought it would be close. Still a long way to go, but right now the Coosa Eagles are up. And then Dade County and Gordon Central, I've got that one at 0-0. Still in the first half. And a tie in a region championship game between North Murray and Rockmore. They're tied 7-7 in the first half.
Man.
So there you go.
Well, I appreciate that, man. And I do want to mention a couple of things here before we wrap up the halftime period. But I can't be on the radio today and not acknowledge, of course it is Halloween, but for me, means a little bit extra because today would have been my dad's 79th birthday. He was a Halloween baby, born on Halloween, and unfortunately we lost him 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago. But I'll never forget his last birthday here on Earth. We went to go see the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. A couple of our favorite teams playing each other, and the Irish got the best of the Jackets that day, but we went down and went to the Varsity and ate Varsity in our car because it was during COVID, and went to the game. It was when they only had 25% capacity, so we basically had the stadium almost to ourselves and kicked back and watched a football game and had a special time. And I always like to make sure that we talk about him on this particular day, and we talk about him a lot of other days, but today would have been his 79th birthday. So happy birthday in heaven, Dad. We miss you, man.
Randy was one of the great ones.
Absolutely. And, great broadcaster, probably the best to ever do it around here, but an even better dad in person. And I know you got to know him well as well, and we all had a lot of great memories with him. But you know who else has a birthday today?
Who's that?
Nick Saban. I didn't realize he was born on Halloween.
I didn't either.
I was just looking some things up today and realized that today is also Nick Saban's birthday. So how about that?
That's pretty amazing that your dad and Nick Saban share birthdays. So
that's exactly right.
Yeah, man, he's bringing it all. The game day experience on ESPN has been revitalized thanks to Saban, and whether you like him or not, Pat McAfee.
I know, and you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. There are times where I can't deal with it, but there's times where I kind of like him, and the dynamic between those two. It just creates so much humor and so much fun on that show. So I guess sometimes it depends on who he's with, whether or not I like him. But you're right, Nick Saban has definitely brought a lot of flavor to that.
I've got some scores in other areas of the sports world if you'd like to hear them.
I love it.
And if you heard this score and you were thinking about the team that finished in the finals last year, you might be surprised. But Trae Young's not playing tonight, and the Hawks are up 90-73 over the Indiana Pacers in the opening round of the NBA Cup. But remember just how much the Pacers lost. Halliburton's not on that squad anymore, so Hawks were probably the favorite in that one. The World Series, the Dodgers facing elimination are up 1-0 in the top of the third up in Toronto facing the Blue Jays. That series has been fantastic. When I get home tonight, that might still be going, and I will be tuning in for sure. And then I know there's some ACC football going on as well. North Carolina trails Syracuse 10-3 in quarter number 2. So some scores from other areas of the sporting world outside of our high school football bubble we're in tonight.
So let me ask you this, man. Obviously, we were talking about Nick Saban, the fact that it's his birthday. Do you think there is any chance whatsoever that he goes back
coaches
to coaching?
Again? Yeah. I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so. But
there are a lot of great jobs open, but there's none of them are better than Alabama, right? I mean, come on, what he built there, he was ready to get out. It was his time to retire. He's proven everything he needs to prove, and I think he likes being on game day.
I like him being on game day, but I will say this. I do think it would be one of the most interesting of all-time storylines if he went back to LSU and finished his career there.
Oh,
that would be
goodness.
crazy.
It would be. It would be. I'm not saying, hey, God, can you imagine the melts in Tuscaloosa?
Surely that would not happen.
Now you've got me rooting for it. I just pretty much put the end on that. It wasn't going to happen, but man, if it did, that'd be great drama.
Well, it would be. So I'm with you, man. That's something I'd like to see happen. Well, here we go, folks. We're getting started with the second half of this football game here, the last one of the regular season, and the Tigers will tee up the ball and get ready to kick it back to a red-hot offense of the Bremen Blue Devils, who were able to punch in points on all of their possessions there in the first half. So the Tigers absolutely have to find a way to get a stop here on this first drive of the second half.
Yes, they do.
Back in the game.
Yep. They've got to get a stop and a score. And then the whole dynamic here at Chris Hunter Stadium will change.
All right, so Lovelace ready to make his trot to the ball. They're going to try to steal a possession, and he got the ball. The Darlington Tigers and the onside kick, and they stole a possession out of the gate.
Flawless execution there by Georgie Lovelace. What a play by that young man. There's nothing to discuss here. If the officials are crazy if they don't give Darlington the ball here. That ball traveled its full 10 yards before he took. Okay, all right, it is Darlington football.
Wow.
They were having a meeting in the mind, like, no way. Do not screw this up. That would have been absolute robbery. That was perfect.
All right, so the Tigers are going to start on Bremen's side of the field at the 48-yard line after stealing the opening possession of the second half in a crazy turn of events. And here we go. Tigers under center, ready to take the snap. Konchesky with the ball, turns. He's going to hand it off, go with Mazo in the dive, and he's able to pick up 5 yards.
And that's classic dive play right there. Mazo he was hit pretty much as soon as he got the ball, but he just forces his way forward and picks up close to 5 yards.
Got it down to the 44, so it was a 4-yard pickup, setting up 2nd and 6 as Tigers will go to the line of scrimmage. Decided to take a calculated risk and steal a possession, and it paid off so far. Let's see if they can get some points. Quarterback under center, Konchesky ready to take the snap on 2nd and 6. He's got the ball, turns, gives it, nope, he's going to pitch it, get it over to Twyman, and he's pushed out of bounds right as he was going out of bounds.
Yeah, he got about 3, maybe 4. Let's see where the spot is, about 4 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and 2. We're in 4-down territory the rest of the way. If they're on Bremen's side of the field, expect the Tigers to roll the dice. They've got to get back in this game. What a great stiff arm there from Miles.
So they got it down to the 39. Got to get another yard here to move the chains. Going to send Trey Moore wide to the far side. Tigers are moving from right to left on your radio dial. Konchesky gets ready to roll up under center. Everybody else is in tight in their base formation. There's the snap. Going to go with the pitch. Get it to Bo Powers, and he is going to be brought down after getting the first down.
Yeah, nice looking play there. And the name of the game here is keep it away from that soul-eating defensive tackle, A.J. Edmerson. Get out to the edge. Let him come upfield and see if you can make plays on the outside.
And so the Tigers with a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. They go to the line of scrimmage, which is now at the 37-yard line. Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap. He's got the ball. He's going to hand it off. Goes back to Bo. Nope. They went with the B-back dive. Fake me out. I thought Bo had the ball, but Mazo got the carry and picked up a couple of yards.
They've got to keep it honest, and Mazo's done a good job. He's really stepped into that B-back role and done a remarkable job.
And so that brings up 2nd and 7 after a pickup of 3 with 10:15 left to go in the third quarter, and the Tigers with the football trailing by 3 scores. They roll back to the line of scrimmage. This time they're going to send a wide receiver to the near side. And that's going to be Jace Donaldson. So you got to keep an eye on that. There's the snap to Konchesky. He's looking Donaldson's way, gets the ball to him, and he loses it right at the last second. That's incomplete.
That ball was a little low, but Jace would like to have that one back. Just 5-step drop from Konchesky. Jace catches that 99 times out of 100.
And so the Tigers go back to the drawing board, this time for 3rd and 7 with the ball at the Bremen 34. Jace is going to stay lined up at that wide receiver position on the near side. Konchesky ready to take the snap. Everybody else is in tight at the line of scrimmage. And Konchesky takes the snap, turns, is going to hand it off. They go up the middle and get about 4 or 5 yards there on the play. So certainly going to go for it here on 4th down.
Without question. Tigers can be riverboat gamblers the rest of this game.
Oh, yeah. And so 4th down and 3. The Tigers will try to convert here on a 4th down play. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side. That's going to be Jace Donaldson. And Konchesky will take the snap. He turns and hands it off. And they're going to be stopped short. So that'll be a turnover on downs here for the Tigers.
Tough break there. That's just that Bremen defensive front flexing. But you had to go for it.
Oh, absolutely. So Bremen will get the ball back with 9:18 left to go in the third quarter and a 28-7 lead, and they will get the ball at the 30-yard line on their side of the field, so they'll have pretty decent field position as they start this drive.
Well, Darlington was able to steal possession and inject some much-needed hype into this crowd with that onside kick recovery. Now the defense needs to go out and try to get a stop.
Brock ready to take the snap. Man motions up towards the near side of the formation. They're going to hand it off. Flag came in as Bexler was running off to the left side, so this is probably a hold.
I think we've got a procedure penalty.
Okay.
I think.
Yep. So it's a false start. So that'll back Bremen up 5 yards there.
They've done a good job overcoming their penalty yardage as well. Both teams have. When they've been put behind the line of scrimmage, they've done a good job overcoming that and getting first downs. But we'll hope that trend changes here in the second half for the Blue Devils.
Definitely. And so Bremen ready to come back to the line of scrimmage, which is now going to be the 25-yard line after the 5-yard penalty is marched off. And they're going to send 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side here on the formation as Brock gets ready to take the snap. I believe he's got Tavares Bexley in the backfield, flanked to his left. And here comes the snap. He is going to run the football and stays up, bounces off the line of scrimmage, and is going to get about 8 yards there on the play, I think.
Yeah, Eli Brock's done an excellent job all night, just making the right reads and right decisions to not have negative plays, and if you can do that, you're going to be successful on offense. He just makes the right reads, gets the ball where it needs to go, if that's him keeping it or finding one of his playmakers on the RPOs. He's done it all night.
And so, Ian, with that run, it sets up a 2nd and 5, so he got a little bit more than I thought he got. They're going to have 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side as the Blue Devils are ready to go with 2 men in the backfield, standing 1 on each side of the quarterback. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and immediately the defense pounces and breathes down Bexley.
And that's how you stop a guy like Bexley. You don't give him a chance to get going. And I believe that was Cooper Norris that crashed down. Cooper Norris was in on that play. I'm trying to catch the other number. It's in the 60s, 65. Grady Ferguson. Good play.
So that brings up a big 3rd down and 7. Tigers trying to get a stop here. Going to be 3 wide receivers to the near side for Bremen. Brock takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to fall incomplete.
That's the first time tonight. Darlington defense rises up to the challenge and gets a stop. Aided by procedure penalty there, but nonetheless, they are forcing Bremen to punt for the first time, which means we get to see Carter Allen come out here and put toe to leather.
Yes, that's exactly right. So Carter Allen, we will see punt for the first time of the ball game. 2 men back here for the Tigers. Nate Konchesky on the far side of the field. On the near side, it is going to be Jace Donaldson. They both stand at about the 25-yard line as we get ready for the kick here from Carter Allen. He waits on the snap, and here is the kick. It's going to be a nice spiraling kick, drops in. Donaldson will field it, cuts towards the near side, stays up, nice stiff arm across the 40, and he scampers out of bounds at about the, 46, 47-yard line.
I thought for a minute we were going to get to see another explosive senior make a play in the kick return game, and he did. A great return of about 24 yards and setting Darlington up in Bremen territory. I believe they're going to spot that ball right there at the 49 of Bremen.
And so once again, the Tigers are going to start with the ball on Bremen's side of the field. They're going to send Trey Moore wide as a wide receiver on the far side, working from right to left. Right now, the Tigers trail at 28-7. No one has scored here in the third quarter of the football game. We're not quite 5 minutes into this frame as another train goes by.
That's number 4. We had 5 last week.
Man, going for a record. There's the snap. Going to hand it off, go up the middle, and he found some room to run. That's Miles Twyman, and he gashes him down to the 35-yard line. So a pickup of 14 yards, Ian.
Twyman just churning those legs, man. Got a big hole. Great blocking up front there by the offensive line for Darlington.
And so the Tigers go to the line of scrimmage with a fresh set of downs, and Moore as a wide receiver on the near side. Konchesky under center takes the snap. He turns, hands it to the B-back. They go up the middle, and they're able to get maybe 2 or 3 yards there from Miles Twyman.
Stay ahead of the chains. Give yourself an opportunity.
So the ball is at the 35-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 9, so he got a yard. As Konchesky looks off to the sidelines for the play call. Comes back to the huddle, a little conversation with his guys before they head back to the line of scrimmage. And now the Tigers line up for 2nd down and 9 from the 35, the Bremen 35. Out of their base formation with everybody in tight. There is the snap. Quarterback is going to hand it off. They go back to the B-back again on that play and try to pound it up the middle. And Miles is going to get a few yards there on 2nd down.
A heavy dose of Miles Twyman is what people are getting tonight on this drive. He's gotten back into that B-back position that he's so comfortable in. He's been lining up in the A a lot with Mazo getting reps at the B.
Well, let's see what they dial up here for 3rd down and 5 with just under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. All right. Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap for the Tigers. He's got the ball. He's going to fake the quick toss, turns. He's going to send a little pass to Miles Twyman, turn and started to run with the ball before he had it secured, and that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they went with that rocket toss play action, rolling Konchesky out to his left there. He went underneath Twyman. It was well covered. I don't think, if Twyman hauls that in, I don't think he's going very far with it. The tackler was right there.
Coach Davis Russell is the head coach of this Bremen team. It's his 10th season at the helm of the Blue Devils. They have posted a 70-44 record during his tenure, made the playoffs every season. And back in 2020, they made it all the way to the quarterfinals. And, of course, Ian and I were talking earlier that everybody knows that's followed his career. His grandfather was Irk Russell, who was defensive coordinator for Vince Dooley for a number of years. And then, well, there's Konchesky with a nice spin move at the end of the play, trying to get the first down, and he did. Wow.
Nate
what
just
a play.
Making a play right there. So he dropped back. Pressure came on the outside as Thacker Dudley came free and forced Nate to just tuck it and run, and that's all Nate Konchesky, just making plays there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now for this package is Caleb Covington as Mitchell Rotten will check out for this play. Tigers go back to the line of scrimmage with a fresh set of downs. Now at the 26-yard line, going to have Trey Moore split wide to the right side of the formation. Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap. He's got the ball. He's going to hand it to Miles Twyman. And, man, despite his great effort there, keep those legs turning, not a lot there for him.
Yeah, forward progress, he might get 2 or 3 yards. We'll see where they put the final spot. Yep. About 3 yards on the carry.
So we got it down to the 23-yard line.
Model leading Temple at halftime, 28-21. Yeah. Blue Devils trying to finish strong. And Chattooga has evened it up at 14.
Oh, wow.
Good game brewing out at Branch Bragg.
Tigers at the line of scrimmage with 2nd and 7, ball at the 23 after the Miles Twyman run. Konchesky will take the snap. He is going to fake the handoff, going to pitch, get it to the ball to Donaldson, who stays up and goes out of bounds at about the 15.
Nice pickup there.
And, you know, Donaldson was injured a few weeks ago, and so we hadn't seen a ton of carries for him in the last couple of weeks.
Yep, He had a foot injury that really limited him, but he looks to be close back to being back to full speed. You'd love to see him get a touchdown on senior night.
No doubt. All right, 1st and 10 from the 15. The Tigers with a red zone trip here, getting fairly late in the third quarter. And Konchesky will take the snap. He drops back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, and that was going to be batted away. Dangerous there to Bo Powers.
Yep. Jet Patterson, really, I thought he was going to pick that ball off.
Too.
He was in great position, but he didn't risk it. He just batted it down. Didn't even try to catch it, but the ball hung in the air for what felt like an eternity.
And so the Tigers will get another crack at it, but I'm with you. I thought that was going to be intercepted, but thankfully was not. So that brings up 2nd and 10 from the 15 as Konchesky rolls up under center. This time everybody is going to be in tight at the line of scrimmage. And Konchesky will take the snap. He turns, is going to go with the pitch. Oh, it gets behind Donaldson on the turf, and I believe Bremen came up with it. They sure did.
Yeah, and that play was just blown up. Absolutely blown up. Konchesky was just flattened as he tried to make the pitch. And he's coming off kind of slowly. My goodness.
Yeah, ball got behind him, and then I believe that Haynes came in and got it. Cade Haynes, number 11. So that is the second turnover of the game here for the Tigers.
Yep, and they have possessed the ball for the majority of the third quarter, but have no points to show for it. It's just a frustrating series of events here in the third quarter.
Well, they have certainly kept on fighting throughout this football game, but just hadn't had the ball bounce their way very much.
No.
And so Bremen will trot their offense back out on the field. They're going to start at their own 16-yard line. There's the snap, and the quarterback, Brock, is going to carry it. He stays up, shakes off several guys, and he's still going, gets across the 30-yard line. Wow.
Tywood finally brings them down there. They went with a little jet sweep. It looked like that's where they were going, but Brock decides to pull the ball and then broke about 3 tackles, made another couple of guys miss before Wood finally was able to chop him down.
And the result is a 17-yard run there for the quarterback.
Bremen's not going to be in any hurry here. They've got a 28-7 lead. Just going to milk the clock. And, we haven't seen any downfield passes from this offense.
3 wide receivers to the far side. They're going to go with a quick toss here and get it to Bexley. He stays up, nice stiff arm, scoots through the line of scrimmage, and he is off to the races, finally hauled out of bounds at about the 33-yard line, saving a touchdown. But, buddy, he gets away from you in a hurry.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's not many people out. I mean, Jace got him.
Yeah.
Jace had the angle, but if he hadn't had the angle, I think Bexley would have gone by him, which is saying a lot because Jace is super fast. This young man, I believe we're going to be hearing a lot about him over the next 3-4 years.
I would happen to agree with you on that one. Boy. Close to a 20-yard run there.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Oh, more than that. No, I'm talking about the run, the yardage.
Yeah.
I was wrong on the yardage. Two wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side as Brock gets ready to take the snap. He is going to hand it off, goes back to the well, and Bexley, and he is going to be down at about the 6 or 7 yard line. I think the turf
monster got him. Yeah. Turf monster jumped up and bit him because I think he was about to outrun the safeties there as he just scoots through the cracks. And, yep, absolutely. Just tripped up.
Yeah, Zayden Simpson was chasing after him, was trailing him, but I'm with you. I think the turf ultimately did it there. So we'll bring them back to the line of scrimmage, which is now 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. And they will line up under center as the quarterback gets ready to take the snap. He's going to hand it off. They go to the left side this time. Flag comes in. That's going to be a hold. The ball carrier was Justin Faulkner, but this one's coming back for sure.
That's the first time we've seen them in that flex bone formation. And they like to get the ball to Justin Faulkner. That was their version of the rocket toss. But I do believe that we'll have a hold, and that'll back them up 10 yards. So we wait for the call from the official. He's got to gather the laundry first, make the walk over to the home stands. There's an order to things.
That's exactly right. Speaking of an order to things, we've got the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game coming up at the end of the game.
We do indeed, and there's some Tigers that are putting their name in the hat. I would think Miles Twyman's one of those. Bo Powers had a really, really good first quarter. I mean, he was up over almost 70 yards on 3 carries there on the first drive.
And so shotgun formation, empty backfield with everybody in tight at the line of scrimmage. They're going to toss it here to Bexley, and he is going to run inside the 5-yard line very quickly.
Yeah, just a little toss play there to Bexley. Let him do his thing. It's a pop pass, actually. That'll count as a pass attempt because it was a forward lateral.
So the ball's going to be at the 5-yard line. And Bremen will try to tack on some more points as we get real late here in the third quarter of this football game.
Taking their time. They may call a timeout here. Looks like they're letting the play clock roll down.
Down to about 10 seconds right now. They run back to the line of scrimmage. And they're in the gun. Here's the snap from the 5-yard line. Gets behind the quarterback, chasing after it with the Tigers, and they're going to get him down at about the 18. So.
Yeah, fortunate play for the Tigers there as that snap was low and got by Brock, and they were all over it.
So lost about 13 yards there on that play. Setting up 3rd and goal.
Who got to him there?
From the 14. I said 18.
That was Caleb Covington. Was it?
Let's see.
No, Bo Powers.
Okay. Is that an Ewok walking up here? Or no, it's a sloth. Never mind. First off, I got excited.
You forget it's Halloween, then you look around.
Yeah.
Well, here are
Mine's
we.
playing tricks
What's going
on
on
me.
here?
I think we got Maverick right. No, that's Iceman. Never mind.
See, I thought it was Iceman, but what was the guy from the new one?
Oh, yeah, the one that Glenn Powell plays?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name from the movie. You know, we got a timeout. Let's take it with them. 27.2 seconds left in the third quarter. Bremen up 28-7. We're back in 30 seconds.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
We got a text message, but I think you looked it up right before I
Hangman.
got the text. Hangman. Yeah, David Corbin, who used to do the video stream here at Darlington, he sent a text message and got us with Hangman.
What a pleasant surprise Maverick Top Gun was. I just kind of expected it not to be good, and it was fantastic.
I saw it twice in the movie.
I did
theater.
too.
Yeah. There's the snap. Brock dropping back, looking to throw, puts it in the hands of Bexley on the screen pass. He stays up, shakes off a couple of tackles, and he is going to be stopped at about the 12-yard line, I think, when his forward progress was stopped.
And that should force a field goal attempt from Carter Allen. Yeah, set up the screen there to Bexley, and Darlington did a great job in pursuit there because that guy's dangerous in space, and that will be the last play of the third quarter.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a 1-minute break. This is Darlington football. Bremen leads at 28-7. We get ready for the final frame after a 1-minute break.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
And they have flipped sides of the field as we get ready to start our fourth quarter. The Tigers trail it 28-7 here on senior night. Getting ready to wrap up the regular season. We'll have a bye week next week rather, and then get ready for the first round of the playoffs on November the 14th. But we get ready for Carter Allen to try to boot a field goal here. And this will be what, 22 yards?
Yeah.
No. I miscounted, 27 yards rather. And that is going to be through. So he is able to tack on 3 points. I didn't see did you see where they lined that up?
I think you had it right, 27. It was at 17-yard line. Yep.
Just want to make sure. It was one of those situations where they were on the far hash, and so we're getting kind of the weird angle there. I want to make sure we get that right. But nonetheless, it results in 3 points, and it is now 31-7 in favor of the Bremen Blue Devils, as they are able to get, the first points here of the second half of the football game.
That's right. And, scoreless third, and a third quarter in which Darlington possessed the ball for over 8 minutes, but did not come away with any points. But the effort's still there. There's no quit in this Tiger team.
No question about it. And we get ready for Carter Allen, who just booted a 27-yard field goal to kick it away here for the Bremen Blue Devils. And the Tigers will get another crack at it on offense here as we are in the fourth quarter. 11:55 left to go of this game, as Carter gets ready to make his trot to the football and kicks it off, and that one's going to sail into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone. Well, bounces out of the back of the end zone.
It's not going to give Miles another chance.
No. Tigers' lone score of the game was on a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown from Miles Twyman, streaking down the near sidelines.
Speaking of Maverick, I think we saw him hit Mach whatever the heck it was they had to hit to get through that canyon in the movie. So,
you'd think we'd remember. We saw it twice in the movie theater.
I've seen it since then, too.
Really?
Yeah, but we'll have to ask Corbin, man. He's quoting the movie via text. He says he can't count how many times he's seen it now.
They're going to run a pitch here, get it over to Jace. He's running down the sidelines on the far side, picked up close to a first down there on the first play. That was a heck of a run by Donaldson.
Jace had some great plays on that last drive as well. A good punt return. Couple of nice runs, trying to get the seniors some touches here. And those emotions have to be hitting them about now, right? This journey is coming to an end, and this is the last time they'll play in front of this Darlington crowd at this very special stadium.
Wide receiver to the near side. Konchesky takes the snap. He is going to fake the handoff, run the football, gets through the line of scrimmage, stays up, and bulldozes his way down to about the 40-yard line, getting the first down and then some.
That will move the chains for the Darlington Tigers. Konchesky makes a nice play on the pull. And gets upfield, making guys miss. Nate's one of these junior class members who will lead this team next year. He's played a lot of positions. He'll be a valuable member of next year's Darlington Tiger squad.
Trey Moore on the near side. Konchesky ready to take the snap on 1st and 10. There's the pitch. Going to get it to Bo Powers. Tucks the ball and runs across midfield and is hauled out of bounds at about the 49 in Bremen territory.
He came down hard on that tackle. They're going to blow it dead for an injury timeout. He is on the sideline. We'll see if he can get up and shake it off, or definitely a grimace as he hit the turf.
Right now, Donnie Brown, the trainer, over there to have a look at him. And Tigers will get ready to run to the line of scrimmage and run a play here with the ball at the 49-yard line. in Bremen territory, trailing 31-7 here with 10:24 time running out in this one. They need a quick score.
Yes, they do.
Konchesky under center. He is ready to take the snaps. Got the ball. Is going to have to tuck it and run. Stays up and gets inside the 45. So a good run for Konchesky.
Nate is fearless taking it into the teeth of this Bremen defense, man. They've got some big athletic dudes. And he's made a lot of big plays tonight with his feet.
And so now the ball is at the 44-yard line. On Bremen's side of the field, they're going to send Trey Moore split to the near side here on 2nd and 5. Konchesky ready to take the snap. He's got the ball. Is going to turn. He's going to pull it and try to run, and the defense was ready for him that time and pulled him down to the turf. I think that was Sean Morgan who brought him down.
Yes. Morgan's had a good game.
Yeah. So the ball is at the 45-yard line.
He kind of reminds me of Joel Lowenberg. That's just a freshman, man. Sean Morgan. So he's been in the right positions to make plays all night.
Everybody in tight for the formation. This is 3rd and 6 after a loss of 1. And Konchesky ready to take the snap under center, fakes the pitch, go in play action, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to fall incomplete. Defender kind of tugged on the foot of Rotten after the pass was already incomplete.
Yeah, Mr. Rotten, he had him, but the pressure forced Konchesky to let that one go a little quicker than he wanted to. Kind of had to just flick his wrist to get that one out there, and if he could have put a little air under it, I think Rotten could have gotten underneath it and might have taken it all the way to the house.
So this is going to be a big 4th down here for the Darlington Tigers as they try here late in this ball game to put some points on the board. Try to climb back in it, but time is a factor for sure. Only 8 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock, down 31-7. Going to be a wide receiver on the far side, one on the near, one in the slot. There's the snap. Quarterback rolling out, looking to pass. That one's tipped and intercepted. I didn't see who tipped it, but I saw that Chase Palmer was able to grab it out of the air. Who tipped that ball up? Did you see?
I'll have to check it on the replay here. But pressure was coming out. It's 4th down. You've got to get the ball off. So Konchesky tried to force that ball, and it was number 11 that got the tip. That's Cade Haynes.
It was. I think there were some threes in there. He was on pursuit, but I think there was another player that came out the right side, 33,
yep.
Who tipped it.
Xavier Edmerson.
There you go.
Only a sophomore. So you got some underclassmen that are really contributing for this Bremen team.
I'm assuming related to number 73, A.J. Edmerson.
You'd imagine so.
That's not a very common name.
Not quite the same size and stature.
No.
If so, but a talented athlete nonetheless.
So Bremen is going to get the ball at the Darlington 45-yard line, run a play. They go to Bexley here on a run, and he's able to get close to a 1st down on the first play.
Just kind of a little delay handoff there to Bexley, and he scoots out and got close to the 1st down, like you mentioned.
Ball's going to be at the 37-yard line. So we got about 8 yards in. That sets up a 2nd and 2 or 3.
You know, I'm looking at Bexley now, and I'm thinking back to when we watched Miles Twyman play as a freshman, and how the kids mature physically over the course of 4 years, and imagine what we'll be looking at with that guy in 4 years. He'll be a beast.
Oh, there's no question about that. There's the snap. Quarterback is going to fake the pitch, run the football, and, of course, gets the 1st down and then some, moves the chains.
Fantastic. Tell you what, Brock just continues. He doesn't do anything to wow you. He just makes the right reads 99% of the time.
So 1st and 10 here for Bremen. They've got the ball at the Darlington 32-yard line, and certainly going to take as much time as they possibly can in between snaps. Play clock down to about 10 seconds right now. Going to have a wide receiver to the near side, one on the far side. In the backfield with the quarterback is going to be Bexley. As Brock is ready to take the snap, he's got it from the gun, turns, gives it to Bexley, finds a seam, and is able to scoot through and get another first down for the Blue Devils.
Yes, he did. Move the chains. Did they get into the red zone on that carry?
I think they did. Yeah. Got it to the 19-yard line. And we're officially under the 7-minute mark of this one. So in a minute, we'll be at the halfway point of the fourth quarter. And again, we're seeing this Bremen team being very deliberate going back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring that play clock all the way down to within a couple of seconds before they take the snap. It's at 4 seconds right now. Brock is ready to take the snap on 1st and 10 from the 19 in the red zone. Fakes the handoff, runs to the left side. He's got a lot of green grass and a 19-yard run for the quarterback to pay dirt.
That was just an excellent pull by Brock. He got everybody going that way, and as soon as he saw that the defense was off balance, he pulled it, and it was green grass ahead and an easy score.
And so Carter Allen will be on here for the extra point, and he's been perfect with his kicks tonight, and I'm sure that their broadcaster gets to say that a lot. That kid is an unbelievable kicker. We got a different kicker now. So it's going to be, who we got out here? 48.
Yes.
So that's going to be Conlon Braun. He is a senior. And here is the kick. That was going to be right through.
Pretty decent leg there.
So 38-7 is your score in favor of the Bremen Blue Devils, but you got to tip your cap to this Darlington team because it's been their MO throughout the season. It's been a tough year in a lot of respects, but you have never seen one situation where you felt like this team has given up before the final whistle of the ball game. I mean, they keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and I find that to be pretty inspirational.
I think that's a testimony to, the kind of culture that's been instilled here by Coach Groves and his staff. No matter the situation, you keep fighting for your brothers. That's the mantra, and this Tigers team embodies that. So they haven't got the results they want on the field this season. There's no question about that, but it's not been because of a lack of effort or want to.
It's just been one of those seasons, they hit the injury bug in the very first game of the year, and it's been kind of a rotating cast of people that have been unavailable for games because of injuries and things of that nature, so that hasn't helped. It's been a tough sled, and it's been a tough region to play in, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that doesn't help either.
No.
There's plenty of teams that are going to coast right on into the playoffs with a pretty record who didn't have to play a slate of games like this region has to endure.
And by the way, Carter Allen just came out for the kickoff, booted it in the end zone. So there's only been one return here in the game for Darlington.
Yeah, and that one was quite electrifying. We want you to stick around and tune in post-game to the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show with Lynn and Austin Butler. They'll get you the scores. I'm not going to give you any more high school scores. You got to stick around and listen to those boys. Call in if you've been at the games. Let us know what's happening out there. But I will tell you that the Dodgers are leading Toronto 3-1 in the middle of the fifth inning here.
So the Tigers go under center here from the 20-yard line with 6:28 left to go. There's the snap. Going to give the ball to Miles Twyman, and he is going to get about 12 yards there on the first play.
Yeah, first down carry there for Miles. That's the homecoming king out there toting the rock.
Number 12 with 12. So 1st and 10 coming up here for the Darlington Tigers now from the 32-yard line. They will roll up under center. Everybody's going to be in tight for the formation. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the football game. There's the snap. Going to fake the handoff. No, he gave it to him.
Yep.
I thought he was going to fake there for a second. Got it to Mazo. And Mazo is able to get about 2 yards out of that play. Maybe 3, actually.
Tigers would love to finish this thing off with a touchdown drive.
Absolutely. So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage, which is now the 35-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 from the 35. Everybody in tight as Konchesky gets ready to take the snap. He's got the ball. Quick toss to Jace Donaldson, finding a little bit of space, shakes off a tackle. He's still up across midfield and goes out of bounds at about the 40. Big run for Jace.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic run there. We've seen Jace do just about everything for this Tiger team. You know what? Just a few weeks ago, or I guess that's been over a month now, in that Ridgeland game when they had to trot him out at quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Man. It's hard to believe this is the last game of the regular season.
It is.
Quarterback under center. Konchesky takes the snap, is going to pitch it, get it over to Miles Twyman. As you said, that looked like a face mask.
Blatant.
Oh, and a push at the end of the play. There comes another.
There should
be two flags.
Yeah, they missed the face mask. They were not going to throw the flag for a face mask. If we can see it from up here, you can see it down there, guys. Come on, don't let Miles get hurt. Those are dangerous plays, man. That's why they throw the flag. And that was definitely a late hit. So
it's a personal foul against the Bremen Blue Devils. And it's been a pretty cleanly played game. It's not been.
You've had some penalties, but it has not been chippy at all.
No.
No.
So kind of a little bit surprised by that. But right now Bremen leads at 38-7, and the penalties are going to aid this drive quite a bit, as they're going to have the ball just outside the red zone after everything shakes out. Ball's at the 22. And so the Tigers line up, trying to finish the season strong here. Quarterback is under center. Konchesky will take the snap. Quick toss. They're going to go back to Jace on this play, and he is in the end zone. Jace Donaldson from 22 yards out on a quick toss, and he is in.
Now they're talking.
Flag?
No flags. No flags. I just feel like they changed the spot. Or did they not? Okay. Is it a touchdown or not, gentlemen? Nope. They're going to say he stepped out at the 4-yard line.
So Jace apparently out of bounds at the 4-yard line. We're going to get another look at it here. Let's see.
And there's close to a face mask right there. And let's see. Foot's in clearly. Green grass. I think if you go back to the review, which we don't have, that's a touchdown.
First and goal. There's the snap. Quarterback is going to try to run the ball, and he's going to be stopped right around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think they got that one wrong.
So he advanced the ball about a yard, so that got him down to the 3-yard line. So it brings up second down and goal from the 3. So the Tigers trying to punch it in here with 4:10 and the clock ticking remainder in the fourth quarter, with everybody in tight, and Konchesky ready to take the snap. Rolls up under center. He's got the ball. He's going to go quick toss here to Miles Twyman, trying to scoot in. Dives for it at the end of the play, and he scores from 3 yards out. Miles Twyman going to punch another one in here on senior night.
And that makes 2 straight contests where Miles Twyman has had 2 touchdowns. Both of the same variety, too. Last week was a kickoff return and a run, and this week he does the same.
And I should also add, I believe he had 3 in the game against Model. So, I mean, he's had a heck of a few weeks.
Yeah. Let's not forget Miles was injured in the opener. Had a hip injury that he kind of had to battle with all year.
What now?
Oh, they're going to call it a chop block.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that is devastating.
That one off.
Yeah, that's devastating. Right on the doorstep. They're going to back it up.
So instead of being another touchdown here for the Tigers and Miles Twyman, they called a chop block, and now the ball is going to be at the 18-yard line, and we're going to have a timeout called by Bremen, it looks like. So we're going to take this one as well. 3:47 left to go in the ball game. Bremen up 38-7, and we will be right back in 30 seconds.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Well, it's turned out to be a beautiful weather night for a football game. We're in the low 50s and hardly seen any clouds in the sky tonight, so I know it's been a great Halloween weather-wise for everybody, and it's been kind of an interesting week in terms of the weather. Of course, it started out pretty rainy, and it was rainy throughout the week, but it's, cleared off. We had a good football night.
If it's high school football season, Matt, it can rain all at once Monday through Wednesday. The coaches probably don't agree with that statement, but for us, we just don't want it to rain on Friday nights.
And, we're also in a booth here, so we would have been fine except for the walk to the car. So I don't know what we're complaining about.
No.
So the Tigers go back to the drawing board after the touchdown is wiped off because of a penalty, and Konchesky will take the snap from the 18, drops back, going to put the ball in the air, and it is caught by Rotten, and he is going to be down at about the 1 yard line. Nice grab.
Yeah, nice pass too.
Oh, yes.
Dropped it in there.
That was a heck of a play. And again, the Tigers continue to fight until the end there. Obviously, this game is out of reach at this point, but they are digging deep, trying to get to the goal line and finish the regular season with something positive here at the end of the game. So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage, which is now the 1 yard line, third down and goal. Here's the snap. Quarterback turns, hands it off, and they pound the rock towards the goal line, and he got in. That was Mazo with a very hard run into the end zone, 1 yard to pay dirt, and the fans go crazy. They're excited.
Yeah, nice finish there for the Darlington offense. Game has been decided, but as we talked about just a little while ago, there's no quit in the Darlington Tigers.
And so Georgie Lovelace on for the extra point attempt. Let's see if he can tack this on and make it a 38-14 ball game. Tigers get a late touchdown here in this one, and that one is going to be right through. Well done there by Mr. Lovelace.
Indeed, splits the pipes. He's had an eventful evening. On the opening kickoff of the second half, he executed a beautiful onside kick and recovery. And he's hit both of his PATs. He did miss a field goal in the first quarter. But that young man has been kind of thrust into action unexpectedly with the absence of Ade Desalu and then Matthias Selly missing some time as well.
We just got an update there from Jeff Gable. He said after 3, Model up 35-28 over Temple.
Yeah, wild. Looks like Herd's got the region championship in the bag. They lead 40-14.
I thought that game was going to be a bit closer than that.
I knew the Dragons had it in them, but that Herd team's on another level.
They are.
That's not a knock on the Dragons.
10-0, perfect season for Herd County, and they're back-to-back region champions after that win tonight. So the Tigers will kick it back to Bremen, and Bremen will try to run out the remaining 3 minutes of this football game here in a couple of moments. They're going to have one man back. That's going to be Justin Faulkner. And, of course, we'll probably see the Tigers here try to steal another possession. They did it at the beginning of the half and executed it flawlessly. Let's see if they can do it again as Lovelace gets ready to trot to the ball here in just a couple of moments. And here is the kick, the onside attempt, and Bremen is going to get the ball, so they're going to have it close to midfield here.
Yeah, worth a rip.
Might as well take a crack at it.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the playoffs unfold. I don't have any updates on that Rockmore North Murray game. I know that Rockmore was up 21-7 at the half. I'm sure they're well beyond that now, but no updates. Rockmore Yellow Jackets will finish the season. That'll be their 66th straight region win?
I believe so, man.
And we wondered if there would be some juju in the air because North Murray was the team that snapped Rockmart's 100-plus region win streak. And they had an opportunity to do that to Rockmart, but doesn't seem to be in the cards. That game being played at the Rock. Celebrated the Pizza Farm afterwards for all of us. Why don't you?
Is that 9 region championships in a row?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
Shotgun formation. They're going to give the ball to Aiden Forrester, and he hadn't had a carry in a while, but he's able to get about 5 or 6 yards there on first down. There was one drive where they fed him the rock a few times in a row and had a real big series.
And we don't know the story behind it, but apparently there's some kind of special designation for the number 16 for this Bremen team.
Yeah, I wish I'd have done some research on that because I kind of remember that from last year. But
I think they actually made an announcement at the game last year, something to do with a young man that was lost too soon.
So the ball is at the 48-yard line as Bremen will certainly take their time coming back to the ball. They've got 8 seconds left on the play clock. There's 2:10 left in the game. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Brock's going to hand the ball off. They're going back to Bexley there, and he gets the first down.
Bexley's not done. He wants another one.
So at the end of our game tonight, we're going to have the last of the regular season, I should say, Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. And then we'll have the Rome Orthopedic Center soon to follow.
Be interesting to see how these games tonight pan out. There's some close ones. Some of them are decided. Daresville is really giving Heritage Catoosa a run for their money. That's a 3-point game right now.
Eli Brock going to be under center as they'll get ready to take a knee here. 1:24 left to go.
In the victory formation.
There's the snap and the knee. And they'll have to do that, one more time, and
that's right.
This one will be over.
That will tie a bow on the regular season for the Darlington Tigers. And the next time we see that purple paw and that white helmet, it'll be playoff football.
Yep, won't have a game next week. There'll be a bye week, but then the Tigers will crank up the playoffs coming up on November the 14th. And as Ian pointed out earlier, it's just going to be watching now to see how everybody's positioned with the power rankings and all that kind of stuff. Back when they just used to do it with the top 4 teams out of each region, it was a little bit easier to kind of predict what it was going to look like. But I'm not even going to try to guess. Here is the snap and the last knee, and that is going to be the end of the ball game. The Tigers are going to fall at home tonight 38-14 as the Bremen Blue Devils snap a 3-game losing streak and pick up a win to close out their region schedule. So the Blue Devils are going to finish the regular season 5-5 and 3-3 in region play. Meanwhile, the Darlington Tigers are going to fall to 3-7 and 1-5 in region play. And that puts a conclusion on tonight's action. We're going to take a break here for a couple of minutes, have a little discussion here about the last Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game for the 2025 regular season. We'll be back to reveal the results of that and wrap things up and get you ready for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. Appreciate you tuning in tonight, Tiger fans. Wish we had a happier ending to the regular season, but unfortunately the Tigers fall tonight 38-14. We're back in 2 minutes to wrap up.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, Choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Welcome you back here to Chris Hunter Stadium, and of course, for one last time for the regular season, we're going to award the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game, and then start to wind down here on a brief post-game show here tonight, because we've got the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show loading up in the studio. But Ian, for one last time this regular season, who we got?
That's right, and for the first time this season, we're going back-to-back.
That's
it's
right.
Miles Touchdown Twyman getting the award. He is our Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game. When the Tigers had a chance to fight back in this game, they were facing a kicker in Carter Allen, who usually just drills it out of the back of the end zone. Well, he made one mistake tonight. He left it a yard short, and Miles Twyman took that bad boy to the house. Second straight week, he's had a 90-plus yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And that wasn't all he did. He had a great night carrying the rock. He lined up at the A back. He lined up at the B back, got a lot of tough yards. And on senior night, how special was it for Miles to ignite this crowd at Chris Hunter Stadium one last time?
And as you're watching on the video, you're getting one last look at that kickoff return for the touchdown, and it was a thing of beauty. So congratulations to Miles on a great effort tonight here with his team, and of course that kickoff return, and also a great career as a Darlington Tiger, wrapping up his last home game here at Chris Hunter Stadium. With a little icing on the cake there on that kick return.
Indeed.
All right. Well, that's going to put a wrap on our broadcast tonight. Again, the Darlington Tigers' final score, they end up on the short end of things tonight against the Bremen Blue Devils, 38-14. That puts a wrap on our broadcast. We now send it back to the studio. I do want to take an opportunity real quick here to recognize the crew. I have failed to do that throughout the broadcast today, so we'll do that as we wind down. And we'll start with the radio crew this time as I pull up the video crew. But, of course, I'm Matt Davis with Ian Griffin. We got Lynn back at the studio with his son Austin, getting ready to crank up the scoreboard show. But the team tonight, in terms of the broadcast, I haven't looked at these messages in a while. It's Caleb Bice on graphics right next to us. Replay was Nathan Patterson. You had Bennett Abernathy and Kate Travis on press box cameras. And then you had, of course, last but not least, director Mike Garrett. So that covers, I think, the whole crew, and we appreciate everybody involved in doing this. It's a great team effort. We always have a good time being around each other and bringing these games. It's been another great night working with this team. Well, that puts a wrap on it for tonight, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, whether you were watching or listening. And we'll talk to you here in a couple of weeks for some playoff football and your Darlington Tigers. And the, of course, opponent and location and whatnot, all to be determined. We'll keep you posted on that. But for Ian Griffin, I'm Matt Davis and Lynn Butler back at the studio. So long, everybody. It's time on the radio end for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. Go Tigers.